Do you guys have birds in the UK?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, seagulls.
Are they
Seagulls.
Seagulls.
are they common?
They're rats with wings. Mine, mine,
What, birds in
mine.
general?
Yeah.
You're just talking about... Yeah, we have birds.
Yeah. I live in a sea town,
We don't have the
so
same
we
birds,
have
but we do have birds.
nothing but seagulls.
Do you got
Seagulls
pigeons
and
over there? Do you got pigeons over there?
Yeah, we have pigeons in the
Do you guys
US.
have pigeons?
So is that like
Do you have gulls?
we have seagulls by the ocean? We have
Our seagulls don't care about whether there's any water nearby.
No, I
They
live
are
in the
literally
middle.
everywhere.
I live literally in the middle of the country, and every
Yeah.
time, just like seagulls everywhere.
I visited the place that was furthest from any body of water in the country. There was a flock of seagulls.
What, like the band?
Yeah, I was gonna say they have the they moose their hair up. Did you run from them,
I don't understand
Kinross?
your joke.
Did you run very far away?
I don't under. Have I missed?
Right, there's a band called Flock of Seagulls.
Oh, is there? Okay. I've never heard of them.
I'm trying to think of what birds I even have over here in the US. In like in my city, I have a pigeon.
You have
one pigeon.
One pigeon.
Every now and then there's like a cardinal, I think, that sits in my pool. Not in my pool, on my pool.
When you say cardinal, assume you mean a bird and not like a member of the Christian faith.
Get out of here! dipping his toes in. No, yeah. I'm just imagining
the episode, haven't we?
I'm just imagining. Yeah, welcome to the Permadeath podcast, everybody. It's been a long time coming since we've done this, and it's episode 13, and which is usually a bad omen. Most hotels don't have a 13th floor. They label it 14, but I don't know who the fuck they're kidding, because it's still a 13th floor.
That's why I'm here.
I was born on the 13th.
Oh.
Bill forgot my birthday.
Yeah. See that? It's a bad omen.
That out there. Let's make it awkward. Bill forgot my birthday. I'm offended.
You might be hearing another voice in this podcast, and since it's 13 and I've forgotten birthdays and it's bad omen and there's a black cat, we have a special guest with us today. Ebby.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Our special guest today likes to call himself Kinross. Say hello.
Like is probably a strong word, but hello.
He's like, you can call me John, you know.
You can call me whatever the hell you want. I don't, just so long as I know.
That's one of the things I never know, like with internet names, is that like okay, everyone calls me Bill because I abandoned Peppered Ham. Can
you imagine if I still called you the Peppered Ham?
If anybody still called me that, I would probably tell them to stop.
I would have probably called you Chicken Hoag, and that would be weird.
I'm probably too nice to tell people to stop, and yeah, I've just abandoned that whole thing. But I never know. Like I call Yokorama because I don't know.
He's the only person who I like actively call by his internet name, I think. Apart from
you call me by my internet, yeah. Apart from me.
Although occasionally I do call you John, and then it weirds me out, so I start calling you Kinross again.
I think some internet names lend themselves more to nicknames than Peppered Ham. That's a bit weird as a nickname.
Hey, Peppered Ham.
They call me Peppered Ham.
Hammy.
Yeah. Pepe. Pepe Le Bill.
Just call me Ham. But yeah, so do you want to like tell them about yourself, or do you think they could just like pick up on it as we go, like they could piece together?
They probably could piece together the puzzle. I will start off by saying, I'm sorry, I am in fact English.
He's more English than me. I don't know if you can tell by the accent.
It's been a problem since birth. I just, I don't know. I'm sorry.
I just dribbled water all over my face. Not on purpose. Like not like watch me shower myself, but I was drinking water and.
This is what happens when I talk. I make people stupid, and they just open their mouths, and they're like, "What the hell is he talking about?"
That happens to me a lot for some reason. I'll be drinking something, and I guess I don't like totally close my mouth around whatever I'm drinking out of, and it leaks out from the sides. And I look like a baby. I did it in public at a buffet like 2 weeks ago. I was drinking, I think it was raspberry ice tea. It was with my cousin, and I go to drink out of it, and it was all over my face. And I do it with soda, out of a can, which is like the hardest one to do because like the opening of the can is about the size of a thumbnail? Yeah, so. Yeah, I'm
so do you have problems sucking your thumb or whatever? Like, if you put your thumb in to suck it, do you just not get the hang of it?
I might miss. But yeah, so it's been a long time since we've done one of these, and so far, we haven't mentioned a one video game, but we've mentioned birds, and
birds.
Passable Boyfriend. There you go.
Boom.
Yeah, great.
That's a game. Has anyone played it lately?
I have not played it. I haven't played it at all.
I did get it for my birthday though, so maybe I will one day.
Nice.
Maybe on your streamings.
I can never play a visual novel, for some reason. I've tried, but I can never.
Do you have a problem with words?
I get. They miss my mouth. No, but like I've tried to play the Clannad game, and
that must be a long game, though.
It is, and I started playing it back before. Actually, is the official English translation even out for that yet? I think it's coming out on Steam.
I think they kickstarted it, didn't they?
Yeah. They did kickstart it, but I don't know if it's out yet.
Well, I was playing the fan translation, and to get those to work, it's always a pain in the ass. You have to like put an English patch over it and do all this stupid shit, and I was like, yeah, whatever. But I started playing it, and I'm like, well, I watched the anime. I don't have to sit through this, and I stopped playing it. Now people are probably getting like, I mean, the visual novel obviously goes into more depth, but I just don't feel like it. I'm just gonna pick the Nagisa route anyway. So what's the point?
But why would you? Why wouldn't you do something more exciting?
I just like I always follow the main pairing in everything. Like everyone's always like contradicting the status quo with like best girl and like no, she's best girl, and I'm always like, well, the best girl is just the main one. So
yeah.
I refuse to have this conversation with you plebeians.
For what it is worth, the Kickstarter only ended 3 weeks ago, so if they'd finished it already, they didn't need to kickstart it at all because they were already done. Jerks.
Oh wow. Well, that's cool. I will say though that I will play the Steins Gate game if I'm going to play any visual novel for sure. I'm going to play Steins Gate because I love Steins Gate a lot.
It's alright.
What, the game or the anime?
I'm not playing the game, so.
I started the game and then I thought, I feel like watching the anime more. Got halfway through and then stopped.
That sounds like you.
Just because I got distracted by probably Oko or something.
Yeah. Shout out to Oko Anime Club.
Yes.
Let me shout out my own projects while we're here.
This is the plug hour. Everything, Kinross, everything you want to plug?
YouTube.com/Kinross07.
Oh yeah, you can tell everyone where you're at.
Does that one actually work? Because I don't have enough.
He's checking.
Sorry, I'm just checking to see whether that actually works.
I hope it works, because every time I plug you, that's the link I use.
Oh yeah, I've been grandfathered in, baby. Yes, youtube.com/Kinross07. Irregular YouTube playing things of games.
Nice. Usually most shows would do the plugging stuff at the end, but I figure we'll rip that Band-Aid off right off the bat.
Well,
do it while everyone's still here.
Yeah, if you leave it to the end, 3% maybe we'll know. I want that 10%.
Our permadeath retention rates are very low.
Should probably mention that Kubo and Yokohama
not
here.
If you haven't noticed, they're both absent. Usually this is about where I would make up like a fake story about why they're not here. Like, oh, Yokohama's. I remember back when YouTube had like the collaboration channels in the anime community, and there was one called the Seven Otakus, and the way that worked is every day another person would make a video. So Yokohama's day was Monday, and I was his substitute. So if he never showed up, I would sub for him. And I remember I made a video about how, oh shit, what did I say? I think it was like he was off auditioning for Ice Road Truckers or something like that. And 3 of the people in Seven Otakus were like, "Oh my god, are you serious? How long is he gonna be out for?" And I'm sitting there thinking, you can't even listen to me and believe that. There's no way you could listen to that and go, yeah, it's totally fucking true. So
Kubo is actually auditioning for Cats right now, so just putting that out there. I don't think
he's a very powerful dancer. Kubo is. You did say the musical Cats, right?
Well, she didn't specify. She could be.
Okay.
He could even. Sorry, he is trying to get a license to own a cat.
It actually did take me a second to like when she said cats. I'm like, oh, like kitty cats, and then like I had to register like, oh wait, there's that musical Cats. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Kubo is always
auditioning for the role of Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar.
He's also for the coat
everything
in Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat.
He loves plays and dancing in cat suits.
Musicals, please. There's a difference. Don't know what it is, but there is one.
He's gearing up for the Permadeath musical episode, which will hit in 2016.
Oh god, that would be cool.
Wouldn't it?
Awful.
Can we kickstart that?
Small episode? Oh my god. Yeah, we could put on a stage production at like PAX or something, and then, you know, it would be so great.
Make it episode 100, and you've got plenty of time to plan it.
Yeah, we in there, man.
We'd be 60 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah,
musical, that's great.
All jokes of Permadeath's terrible consistency aside, we did miss a lot of hallmark moments in gaming over the last month. We missed Game of the Year. We missed everything.
I think we could still do Game of the Year.
Yeah. Let's talk about that quickly. We could talk about before we get into what we were playing now in the year 2015. We could, it's probably going to be some spillovers in 2014 because not much has come out this year yet. But what did you guys like the most about last year in gaming? Now, video games, not like game. When I say gaming, I mean like what's your favorite games? Because when I say, because then
Dungeons and Dragons.
You could talk about like gamers and stuff. I don't want to talk about any of that. So games, video. I
think the best game of the year was Gamergate.
Oh god, cut that.
It was this huge AR game that swept the internet by storm, and it was just thrilling, absolutely thrilling.
They should really shut the servers down for that. At this point, I don't think anybody wants to play it anymore. People are just playing it because they're addicted to it.
Habitual sort of.
Yeah. In all seriousness, though.
Yeah, in seriousness. Abby can go first while I try and remember what I played.
My game of the year was Hyrule Warriors, and I hate myself for that because so many good games came out last year, but I had the most fun with Hyrule Warriors. And I don't want to talk about it too much, because we did a whole podcast last time, which was like 75% about Warriors.
Yeah.
But I just had
now
so
Bill
much...
has Warriors.
Yeah, he does have...
He can talk about it now.
I do own it. I bought it yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll save that.
And then tweeted me at like 3 a.m. my time going, why is this so good?
It's such a good game. I have no problem with you picking that as your game of the year, even though I've only played it for about 3 hours so far.
There's just so much content to it as well. Like, I feel like I've spent the most time with that game, because you've got the main campaign, which will take like 8 to 12 hours, somewhere around that region. And then you've got the adventure mode map, which I have been playing since August, and I'm still not done. So. And
then, of course, the DLC is pretty stellar. It's what, 13 quid for the lot, and you get 3 more adventure maps.
You get 3 more. Well, I don't know what you get in the 4th pack. Is that just like characters? I think
it's going to be called the boss. The boss pack. It's called the boss pack. Whatever that is. I don't know if it's.
I hope I can play as Dodongo. I hope that.
Just roll around wrecking dudes.
That would be fun.
But yeah, even so,
I really, really like the DLC as well. I'll put that out there, because they've added new playable characters, like basically Fierce Deity Link, who is my favourite version of Link, became sort of a playable character, and it was cool. And then you had like Twily Midna, which was she's OP as hell. Then you had more adventure maps. You had the villain pack, which gave you more story mode things, and it was just really, really cool. Like, I like that game a lot. It's been a good cycle of that game, and I'm gonna be sad when it's all over, really.
It's Hyrule Warriors 2, though.
Or Mario Warriors.
I would buy the shit out of a Mario Warriors. I would buy the shit out of a Donkey Kong Warriors. I would buy the shit out of it.
You'd buy any Warriors game.
Yeah. I guess I could say that. I'm a big Warriors fan, so any kind of Warriors game I will buy.
Would you buy Sonic Boom Warriors?
Oh, I guess it. He wears a cool scarf, so.
I didn't play Sonic Boom, but I will say that was the worst of last year because it just clearly wasn't finished.
I'm sorry. Did you forget Unity or Watch Dogs?
Ubisoft don't exist to me anymore.
2014 was
that is the good reason.
2014 was the year of unfinished stuff, or seemingly.
There's a lot of controversy went off in the gaming community.
Yeah. Broken promises, ethics, frame rates, jaggies, resolution. Fuck.
I miss the bit wars. It was so simple. Like, oh, my console's 32-bit. Well, mine's 64. Oh.
Yeah, but it does run at 60 frames per second.
Hey, the SNES did. The SNES had games that ran at 60 frames a second.
Boom.
The Wii U runs at 60.
The Wii U runs at 60, so...
Every single game, 60.
Apart from Sonic Boom.
Except for Sonic Boom.
But yeah, Hyrule Warriors, my game of the year. I don't know what you think about it so far, Bill.
I think if I had
good.
played it in 2014 when it came out, up until now, it probably would have been my pick. But since I just started playing it yesterday. I can't pick it. But I don't even know if I would anyway, because I think my pick. See, if I have like a two-way pick.
No, you can't do that. You have to have a pick.
Yeah. Shit. Well, they're both racing games. Could I just combine them into one?
No, which one's better? Which one should I spend my money on?
Shit. Mario Kart.
If you don't have the console for it, you can't.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, well, you can spend your money on the console like I did for it. Mario Kart 8. The one time I bought a console for a game and I didn't go, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, actually, because I don't think I've ever actually bought a console just for one specific thing. But I did buy a Wii U to play Mario Kart 8 because the bug had bitten me.
Did you buy a 3DS to buy
Animal Crossing? I guess I could. Fucking A. Well, when I bought
Nintendo, why?
when I bought the 3DS, I think I went to the store the next day and bought Fire Emblem too. So it was kind of like an okay moment.
I need to buy that game. I really want to play Fire Emblem.
But the only game I had on the Wii U for a while was Mario Kart 8. That's all I needed. But I think that's probably my game of the year. It was a tight. You know, this is a good way to put this. It was a tight race between Mario. Everybody loves Bill's puns. Bill's got the best puns. It's the pun of the year. No, it's between that and Drive Club, which was a game that came out kind of broken, which is like, one of the other poster boys for 2014's Broken Promises. But that game is so good, and I just want to give it a quick nod. Everyone should try Drive Club if you are on the fence. A lot of people are like out in protests, like, if they don't release the free PlayStation Plus version, I'm never gonna play it. But I mean, if you have any passing interest in Drive Club, just fucking buy it, or wait for a sale like I did. I got it for half off, so it's so good. I put at least 60, 70 hours in that game, and I'm not really a racing game fan when it involves like real cars. I like Mario Kart, but this one got me. But Mario Kart 8 is probably my game of the year because it's beautiful and it's fun, and I can't think of a game I probably had more fun playing in 2014 than that.
Mario Kart probably would have been my pick if I hadn't started playing it on. Right, I got to the point where online I've got like nearly 9,000 points. So I'm getting put into these like high tier rooms and whatever. And everyone's just playing as Bowser and fire hopping, and it's not fun. It's not fun anymore. It's completely sucked the fun out of that game for me.
You just need to ruin your levels.
You know what
they do? And join me back at 4,000 or wherever I am.
Yeah, I'm around the 3,000 mark. You know what they should do is they should give the individuals the ability to reset their rank.
Yeah.
I know we were talking.
I kind of would be like up for that.
The other day we were all playing, and we were talking about how what if Nintendo reset their ranks with the new DLC, but what if we could just do it ourselves? That would be cool. I mean, I have no need to do it at the moment because I'm still a low ranked plebeian. But
I've spent a long time getting those 9,000 points, but I'm getting to the point where it's just not fun anymore because everyone is fire hopping, and I think they should just patch fire hopping out.
Yeah, that's one thing.
With the if you let people reset their ranks, if the people don't really care about their score, then they could just reset the rank and ruin everyone's race by fire hopping in the lower level groups.
So they need to get rid of fire hopping because it's It's not fun. It's not fun anymore. Like,
Is it possible to like make another like account or something and go into it that
You wouldn't
way?
have the DLC. I think the
Ah,
DLC is tied to your.
yeah.
Well, but that said, if I'm not going to do it now, but I'm because it's on the console, it might work. I don't know.
That's usually how most consoles are. But then again, I don't know how Nintendo's account
Nintendo
system
does
and
stuff weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
Their account system in
Some of
general
it
is
makes
still
sense.
kind of
I
weird.
love you,
So.
Nintendo, but you're sort of back a bit at the time. So,
But yeah,
Mario Kart 8.
that is my game of the year.
Nintendo are doing pretty well so far.
Cloud Top
Kinross.
Cruise. I love you, Cloud Top Cruise. I just want to give a quick shout out to Cloud Top Cruise. It's my favorite course.
Oh, can I give a shout out to Yoshi's Valley from
It's got
N64 being in there?
Cloud Top Cruise is the better course, and it's got beautiful music, and it's got you race on a cloud.
Is that the one with the lightning
and a cruise,
and
you bounce on a leaf. And...
Unless you're Rebby, in which case you miss the leaf and you go flying. Off the top of the clouds.
I do like the classic remix though, and Yoshi's Valley is really nice looking on the HD.
It can tell you what rank you're in, because like the N64 like version of that course couldn't tell you what place you were in until you crossed the finish line, because it just couldn't process it fast enough. So you never used to know if you were in first until you got there. Like, I'm missing Mario Kart 64. I do feel like the remake of Toad's Turnpike was pretty bad, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's the worst.
Dull course.
Anybody who votes for that online, look. If you're listening to this right now, and let's say you played Mario Kart 8 online and you voted for Toad's Turnpike, I just wish you didn't listen to this podcast because I don't like you.
Sometimes I do because the other choices are awful, like Mount Wario and Dry Desert.
Don't you say it.
If the choice is between Mount Wario and Dry Desert, I'm gonna choose.
We have fights every time we play Mario Kart online.
Because the random might give me Mount Wario. I don't want that crap.
Well, Mount Wario is one of the best courses.
No.
I like Mount Wario. I'm on Team Mount Wario personally.
I like fighting for the same people.
I like point-to-point races. They're fun.
It's really different from Mario Kart as well.
Yeah.
Really impressive.
Point-to-point's all right, but the course is awful.
No, it's great. It's got shortcuts. It's got a bit where you fly. It's got a bit where you go through the trees. It's great. It's a great level.
It's a mess of a level. It's like they had 5 ideas and they thought, these ideas aren't long enough for a track on themselves. Just stick them together and make it a straight line.
What's your favourite course then, Kinross? Let's judge your tasting course.
I mean, I judge most of my courses by their music, so Moo Moo Meadows is awesome.
That's a good course.
So is the dolphin one with the sweet sax when you go out of the water. That one's awesome. Sounds like a 90s game show.
I hate that course, but the music's really good.
Music's good. I think that the remake that was in the DLC of Rainbow Road is probably the best track in the game.
Are you joking?
I think that's a joke, yeah. That's the worst course in the game. Next to Toad Turnpike.
I don't know.
It's just so flat and bleh.
I don't know what my favorite track would be. Like, as a track.
Twisted Mansion. Twisted Mansion's pretty cool.
Twisted Mansion's quite cool.
You guys are getting me in the mood to just stop this right now and go play Mario Kart 8. Is what's
Royal Raceway's quite nice.
Oh yeah, Royal Raceway. Oh.
The Mario Castle one, not Mario Circuit, whatever that's called.
I'll tell you what I'm not impressed with, actually, is the N64 Rainbow Road, because it's so short.
But you like point to point.
Well, no, because it still goes around in a loop, so why not just do 3 laps of a really long one? Because that's what Rainbow Road was. It was fun.
Yeah. I like Mute City.
It was too long. I don't know.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
That is the biggest tease.
Hyrule one is probably my favorite DLC map.
The Mute City track is the biggest tease for an F-Zero game I have ever seen in my entire life. It's infuriatingly fun. It is so good. I hate it. Make an F-Zero game and I'll be happy. Come on. I've been asking for like 10 years now.
E3. That's going to be it.
I don't think it is. I think they're just going to abandon it and pretend that it doesn't exist anymore.
Reggie's going to come driving in, and he's going to jump out, and he's going to go, show me your moves. And then he's going to...
Oh, I really hope something cool like that happens. You know when like Shigeru Miyamoto comes on to announce a new Zelda game, and he's got like the and shield, and he's like, "Look at me, I'm Link."
I'd like to point out that they no longer do those conferences. They're all direct, and so
Oh
those sorts
yeah.
of things don't happen.
Well, this makes it.
Do
Okay,
it in direct.
this makes it more likely then that they'll like CG Reggie driving and then get out and he'll go show me your moves or something.
You mean like
Captain
the
Falcon doesn't
Smash
sound like
Amiibo
that.
battle.
Show me your
Yeah,
moves.
the Smash Amiibo thing was my. If I could rank my E3 moments when Iwata and Reggie were fighting each other and then announced Amiibos in the middle of it, I was like, yes, this is amazing.
I hate
was
Amiibos so much.
Kinross has all the Amiibos.
I have all of the Amiibos.
Yeah. What's your experience been like buying every amiibo? Because I'll tell you,
It has been bloody hard.
in my city, you can't find a fucking amiibo to save your life unless you like Donkey Kong.
If I want to go into town and buy an Amiibo to come home with, I have a choice of Peach, Pikachu, and Donkey Kong, and they are £5 more than regular retail price for no reason. I can go
Just
to
'cause
the
they
same
can.
place, the shop website, and it's £11. I go into store, it's 16.
And that's with
15.
free postage as well. You get free postage at game.
Yeah. I
So,
don't understand why it costs more.
I don't get it either.
I don't know why they want me to go to their brick and mortar shop because they were going bust. In fact, they did go bust.
Yeah.
And they brought the shops, but they give you no reason to want to go to the shops other than
that's the
impulse
state
buying.
of the UK game industry.
But,
We live in constant fear of our only game retailer being shut down because they overcharge for everything.
but Amazon, they're a game. But yeah, the first lot of Amiibos, that was quite scary because suddenly things weren't available and you're like, what the hell's going on?
Oh god.
And since then, I have been panic buying everything the moment it has become available anywhere.
I'll give you
so
20 quid for your Robin Amiibo.
So it means that I've been pre-ordering stuff at full price, and then if I can find it cheaper, I cancel the pre-order and save a little bit of money. But yeah, it's been hard. I'm still missing 2.
I've got your Wii Fit trainer, so because
I think
we're
I'm
doing a
missing one
trade.
then.
He's getting Wii Fit trainer, and I'm getting Villager.
Let me just check my spreadsheet.
See that? Wait, do you actually have a spreadsheet?
Yeah, I've got a spreadsheet to tell me which ones I've ordered, where I've ordered them from, what date they're released, how much I'm paying for them, whether I've actually received them, whether they're in transit, or whether I don't have them at all.
Dude.
So Meta Knight is actually in transit, so I can change him to yellow.
Dude, that's incredible. You know? You could put that on like your resume.
In honesty, because it has become such a pain in the ass to keep track of what's going on as to who's got what, it's the only way that I can know what I'm doing.
To be fair, I understand completely. Like Shulk was nowhere, and then
he was always in game.
He was always in game, so I pre-ordered Shulk from game, and then he started popping up in other places, but I could never pre-order him cheaper because he immediately sold out. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Yeah.
And apparently there was a queue of like 300 people outside the Nintendo store in New York today because the wave of Amiibos got released.
Oh my god.
Apparently they're really popular.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, by the way, my game of the year is probably Mario Kart 8 too.
Yeah!
It would have been either Destiny or the Master Chief Collection, but God, those were bad games.
Wah, wah, wah.
Well, I mean, Destiny is all right. It was a bit of a letdown considering what you expected, and the Master Chief Collection is probably an amazing game. It's just been horrific to try and play any multiplayer, and it's been buggy in the single player, so I've not touched it since.
I'm really bummed about that because like that when they announced it at E3, I didn't have an Xbox One at the time. I don't even think I had a PS4 at the time yet either. I bought my PS4 in September. And when they announced that, like it was immediately like, oh shit, well now what console do I buy? Because I love Halo.
I was gonna buy you an Xbone. there was a discussion that we had, and I said, look, Halo's gonna be amazing. I'll buy you an Xbone. You can pay me back at some point. And now it came out.
Kinross, can you lend me some money? Because you clearly got way more than me.
Kinross, Jonathan, Moneybags, Kinross over here.
I'm not buying you an Xbone now. You made me buy a PS4. I am not buying an Xbone.
But yeah, when they announced that, and when they announced like you could play Halo 2 online again, I was immediately like, oh fuck, I got to hit the Twitter and just vomit excitement.
It was awful.
And then boom, and then I hear it's broken. I'm like, well, shit, I don't need to buy that shit now. And originally, like, I was trying to, like, it's funny because, like, at that time it was E3 and everyone is excited for, like, everything that they're announcing, and they show more Destiny stuff, and everyone's even more pumped up for Destiny. And then my thought is like, well, maybe I don't need an Xbox One. I'll just get a PS4 that all my friends are getting because Bungie's new game is coming out, Destiny, and I don't need Halo because Destiny. And then Destiny comes out, and it's like, well, I wish I was playing Halo because Destiny. And now I guess I'll just play Destiny when I want to shoot stuff in space, I guess, because Halo
I probably will go back to Halo in maybe a month or so, because they're supposed to be giving ODST as a free game to anyone who bought it before a certain point. I'm like, all right, I liked ODST, and hopefully by then they'll have fixed most of it, because I never played Halo 1 or 2. So I bought it mostly so I could play the story, and the multiplayer was a bonus, but the multiplayer was broken, so... Yeah. I don't know whether the community can sort of regrow from that.
Yeah, that's one thing. I know a lot of people have moved away from Master Chief Collection with its disappointing showing.
I think if enough people said actually it's pretty good now,
yeah, people would come back.
They could slowly build it up again. But they've got Halo 5 coming out this year, so I don't know whether people would bother.
That's the other thing is as it gets closer to Halo 5's releases, does 343 even give a shit to totally fix Master Chief Collection? I mean, when they have another game...
I think they do, because if they don't at least show some intense effort to fix their mistake, people are definitely not going to buy Halo 5.
I mean, because you got to figure...
I mean, some people will, but the majority of people won't, because they'll be like, well, 343 can't do crap.
Yeah. And you got to figure that some people are going to want to play Halo, because I mean, there's a lot of Halo purists out there who didn't like 4. I mean, admittedly, 4 wasn't the greatest, but a lot of people you got to figure are going to stay with 2 anyway, 2 and 3 on the Master Chief Collection instead of jumping to 5. So I guess they do have to fix that shit, and also again to prove that, like you said, that they can actually fix and have a stable game before they release 5. Or no one's going to buy it.
Actually, Captain Toad was quite good as well. Sorry, I'm going back a bit. I've had a lot of fun in Captain Toad.
That is one game
I don't know if I want to buy that game
exists.
or not.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I keep forgetting that game exists, but then every time I hear about it, all I hear about is how much fun it is. So it's like, well, maybe I should get it.
I enjoy it a lot. I'm not entirely sure how much replayability it has, but at the moment I don't really care, because I'm enjoying it.
Toad Amiibo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait.
Then I can have more things in that game.
That game's going to have Amiibo support?
Just for Toad.
What's it going to do, do they say? Like, what is it?
Adds like a little flag hidden in the level that you've got to find.
Oh, does it do it for every level?
It's another collectible to find, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I think so. That's what it sounded like.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I do got to say, I do really want to even just buy 1 or 2 Amiibos eventually, because just to have, I mean, 1 or 2, I would maybe buy like a, I don't know, just like a generic, maybe like, okay, I'll go to the store and see if Mario's there, just so I can have one, just to kind of see what it does.
It looks pretty good. I think Villager and Kirby are probably the best looking at the moment.
I was going to say, don't get any ones, if you're after like quality figures, don't get people, because people don't look good.
So who?
I mean, the cartoony people look all right. Rosalina looks all right. Mario looks all right.
Like the Mario
shitty
ones
Marth.
look all right.
Shitty Marth. I saw.
Looks bad.
Shitty Marth before.
Marth has like the creepiest death stare I have ever seen.
I mean, I am saying like, oh, there's not enough detail on these figures that are literally like 4 inches tall, so I'm not expecting like super amounts of detail and quality, because they're mass-produced, small figures. But Link looks really weird. He looks really strange. But you should get Link, because you get a new weapon in Hyrule Warriors.
Oh! Are they gonna make?
I think the biggest problem I have with Link is the piss stick.
Wait,
yeah.
What?
For some reason, they made his support bright yellow, and it goes all the way up to like the hem of his tunic, so it just looks like he's pissing himself. And leaning on it. It's just, why not make it clear? Some of them are clear, some of them are yellow, some of them are blue. What? Why is it all one color?
I don't know.
Thank God they didn't make Luigi's yellow, because he is literally leaning on it, so... In fact, Donkey Kong's isn't any of them. It's just like this weird glittery half blue bollocks.
Well,
If anyone's qualified to talk about amiibos, it's definitely you.
I
So.
guess.
They're all right in front of me, so I'm just staring at them and thinking, this
Look
is
at that.
costing me a lot of money, but some of them look damn cool.
Look at that piss. Well,
Look at it. The best humanoid one is probably Samus because she's shiny and very pretty.
I mean, I keep meaning to get Samus before she goes out of print because she's getting rare. Like, basically all of them apart from Link and Mario, and probably Peach and Donkey Kong. You should just buy them if you want them. If you see them and you
If you
want
have a
them,
vague interest in any of them, just pick them up.
how rare
Yeah.
is
If you like,
how rare
that
is
one
Shulk?
looks. He's gone.
he's gone. He's not even out yet, and he's gone.
Oh yeah. That's another thing. Those
You
pre-orders,
have to go to eBay.
like on Amazon, like I know when they announced Bowser, like they were sold out pre-order wise on Amazon in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's because they've now, like the first wave, everyone was like, all right, fine, amiibos, whatever. But some of them, what was it, Villager, Marth, and Wii Fit Trainer suddenly disappeared, and people were like, oh crap, there's not a lot of these things. Got to buy them all.
They have said in America that you are getting a Moth reprint, so
Maybe they'll reprint his face.
Did you see the
if
guy
they
who
do,
bought-
buy two, and I'll send you money for one.
Did you see the guy who bought $30,000 worth of
Yeah.
Rosalinas just to say screw you?
Yeah.
What?
Anyone who, a guy basically spitefully bought $30,000 worth of amiibo so that other people couldn't have them because he didn't like Rosalina's existence in the Nintendo universe, and so he thought if he bought them all, the Rosalina lovers wouldn't have anything to play with.
Are you joking?
That is a man. That is what happens when a crazy YouTube comment fanboy has too much money and power. Just ruins it.
It's alright, because if he bought that many amiibos, he gave a bunch of money to Nintendo, and they're like, well, Rosalina was super popular.
So popular, let's
better
keep
put her in
anyway.
more stuff.
So you never know, she
Rosalina
might
cart.
get a re-release. Rosalina cart, yeah. They bring her back in every game.
It's just, and she's not like Rosalina card. There's no other characters. It's just her in different colored dresses.
And they get rid of Mario Kart. Mario Kart's not a thing anymore.
No.
Rosa card.
I'd play
That
it.
guy is
Rosalina
passionate.
is my
as I say.
racer.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so nice game of the years, amiibos.
Nintendo took it home.
Nintendo cleaning shop.
Yeah,
I said last conversation, Nintendo losing their third-party support is probably the best thing that has ever happened to them.
Yeah.
For the Wii U. Like the moment that Ubisoft said, we're not going to make any more games for the Wii U. It's like, good. Thus far, everything you've made since is awful.
What did they make? Zombie U and some ports of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And Watch Dogs.
They did. Oh yeah, they did put Watch Dogs out.
Yeah.
Goddamn Ubisoft, why did you put that there?
anybody buy that Wii U port of Watch Dogs? Like not like you guys specifically, but
didn't it come out like
fun?
months after the game came out? So
yeah, it
people
came out
crap.
ages afterwards, and it was immediately like really cheap because I guess no one wants it.
Yeah, because like anytime you release a game like a few months after, everyone's just ripped it apart on the internet. No one's gonna want to buy it anyway. Like unless it's being bought like by a parent who doesn't really pay attention to anything. Now, all things considered, I did play a little bit of Watch Dogs at my friend's house. It's not a bad game by any means, but it's not like.
I was so hyped for that game. I'm so disappointed in myself.
I think that the problem is the game is average to good at best, but the problem is that they sold it as something completely different, and that is what people are unhappy about.
Like Ubisoft lately have just been making so many mistakes that I can't even go, yeah, I really like Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft, well done, because I don't care anymore. I've officially fallen off the Assassin's Creed wagon.
See, I like Far Cry. I like Far Cry 4. Whoever the Far Cry team is, they're okay. Because
didn't they just remake Far Cry 3 in a different country?
Basically, but
isn't that pretty much what it is?
That's okay with me because I like it.
I Far Cry 3 was
but I guess you could say the same thing about Destiny. It was billed as something that it wasn't.
And Alien Colonial Marines.
Well, that wasn't last year though, was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was 2013. Alien Isolation came out last year, and that one was great.
I thought it was. No, I guess not, because it was not on anyone's worst list of the year, so I guess not.
I think that most of Destiny's problem is that stuff got hacked up into DLC, And I wonder how much of that was Activision's decision.
Exactly. I'll tell you right now, like if this, I mean, all things about how bad the story is aside, I stopped paying attention to it very early on, so I didn't really care anyway. And just like with Diablo, I don't pay attention to the story, and just like usually in my MMOs, like I don't know what's going on in Final Fantasy 14 at the moment, even though I'm just about level 50, so I don't pay attention. But if Destiny would have launched with the Dark Below content in the game, like if the game launched with 2 raids, the amount of strikes it has now, I think it would have softened the blow a little bit as to the things that the game still doesn't have, like the cutscenes we saw in the trailers that aren't in the game, like player trading, a more fucking social network where you can actually talk to people that aren't on your friends list, shit like that. I think it would have softened the blow a little bit.
Mechanically, it is a very solid game.
Oh, it's
like the basics of the game
yeah.
are nigh on perfect. It's just the window dressing is not quite as good as it should have been. So hopefully Destiny 2 will be a lot better because they'll know what they're doing.
See now, like you said, like the mechanics are great. Like Bungie, I mean, as expected of Bungie, I mean they really nailed the shooting. Like the reason I'll still turn Destiny on, I still play it. Like I also turn it on and play because the game's fun to play when you play it and you get into a good thing and you're shooting stuff and it's fun and you have cool guns and things explode. But like I want to do more stuff while I shoot stuff. Like I want to shoot other stuff, not the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
In the same places over and over again. But I'm hopeful that Destiny 1 shapes up before the end of this year a little bit more. Like I'm so baffled by the fact that they have not released a wave-based horde mode for Destiny yet. Considering how well Bungie did the firefight modes in Halo games, in like Halo Reach,
I mean,
not like it blows my mind.
Some of the events are like that though.
Yeah.
And there are trackers for the events, so you can just hop around the events and have that fun.
I would
experience.
like a dedicated playlist where you go in. It has like because they already have the
Maybe
modifiers.
like in the Crucible.
Yeah, like it already has the modifiers like increased arc damage and shit like that you would see in like the firefight modes in Halo, like the little skulls you could put on. And I would like to see, okay, you get to wave 8, you get a reward. You get to wave 16, you get a reward or whatever. The higher you get, the higher chance you have for exotics or legendaries or engrams or whatever the fuck they want to give you. Shit, probably. Yeah. But man, I would just love it. I think it would be so cool. And a mix of enemies. Like, okay, and this wave you're fighting the Vex, or this wave you're fighting the the Hive. Yeah, it would be. I don't know. They so many missed opportunities with that game. It's such a bummer. I think it sums up the bummerness sums up 2014. I think in a lot of ways. Unless you like Nintendo.
Nintendo had a great year last year.
Whether it was good enough,
I think it was. Like with Amiibos, I think it was.
I hope so, because Lord knows Nintendo need it.
And even before the end of the fiscal year, they've got the new 3DS coming out as well as Majora's Mask, so I think they're all right. I think they'll make a profit this year. This fiscal year. Which I think is from April to April, so...
Yeah. Did they release any data about how well they're doing with Amiibos? Or
yeah, they did today, actually. I think it was today. I'll have a look for it. You continue.
They'll just have this one stat that they want to point out. Like,
I think they've said how many they've sold
phenomenally well.
They've said how many they've sold, but they've not said how much profit they've made off of them.
26, I think.
Just keep talking about something.
Okay. Well, I will say that I, as we mentioned earlier, I bought Hyrule Warriors yesterday after kind of putting it off. I put it off at launch because I already had a multitude of Warriors games purchased for the PS4 that I needed to play first. Big Warriors fan here, big Warriors fan, and Hyrule Warriors is wonderful. I will say that. I'm not going to go too in detail because, as we said before, we've talked about it on past episodes. And
do you think I did a good job of summing up the game?
Yeah. And it's awesome because I'm playing it and I'm like, okay, this is great. This is a Zelda Warriors game. And they've taken all of like the mechanics from like past Warriors games and like hyper polished them to the point where it's like, well, this is the best Warriors game I've probably ever played. Like it's
so everything now for me is going to be a massive downgrade.
well,
Yes.
Although I was watching your video of Samurai Warriors 4, and I'm like, man, that looks fun. That looks like a lot of fun.
It when I say hyper polished, like all the things like you see in Hyrule Warriors are like in those other games, like weapon fusing, and actually most of the basics are there. Like
There's weapon fusing in Hyrule Warriors?
Where have you been? Where have you been?
Sorry. When you say fusing, I imagine like crossing over weapons rather than like two of the same. I know what you mean now.
oh
Sorry.
yeah.
I was like, you can add the spinner to Pona? My God.
Like a DBZ fusion.
Beyblade.
And like they're all in there, like the fusing weapons and like like the attributes on the weapons, like strength and all that stuff. But the way that like it just feels polished in Hyrule Warriors, it has that like Nintendo sheen over it, even though it wasn't them who developed it.
Yeah, they definitely
Like
had a hand in just being like, just a little bit more.
yeah,
Polish that.
and I really like the the badge like skill trees. Are they called badges? I
Yeah,
yeah.
badge, yeah.
Those aren't in like the other Warriors games. That's like a new thing for this. And I really like that system. You know, I just like talent trees in general. I like going down a webbed tree and unlocking little passive buffs and stuff like that. But you would probably honestly like the other Warriors games though. Even though I say that this one is probably the best one I've played, probably just because it takes everything I like about the other ones and puts them into a world where the series never went before. But
I decided I wasn't going to get another Warriors game until I was actually done with Hyrule Warriors. Like, because I enjoy the game so much, I kind of want 100% everything. Kind of just a little bit. Especially since I paid an extra 13 quid for the DLC. So, yeah, I really like it. But, yeah.
what? No, you go ahead. I was gonna say.
I was just going to say going back to Amiibos for a second, but if you've got something to say
Oh
about
no. Do it. Is this sales? Is this a Amiibo sales?
Nintendo has sold 5.7 million Amiibos so far, according to their latest financial report.
How many Wii U's have they sold?
Probably not that many.
Just wondering what like the average Wii U to Amiibo ratio is right now. I mean, I know that I am one person who has 20, so... And then there's that Rosalina guy.
Well, I don't know, because, well, I don't know how the Wii U is selling, because everyone's been like, oh, it's been such a good year for Nintendo, but I don't know if that's just the people who bought a Wii U because they care about Mario Kart, you know?
I think a lot of people, well, maybe not during 2014, they wouldn't have picked them up, but I think that 2015, a lot of people are realizing that 2014 was a pretty good year and might pick one up.
Like,
particularly
2015
if
for
it's a bundle.
Nintendo looks phenomenal. I'm so excited about this year.
They've got what? Splatoon, Star Fox, Majora, Zelda U,
Zelda U,
Fire Emblem.
is
which
that
some
this
people care
year?
about. I think it is, isn't it?
I don't know. Codename Steam is
Hell
definitely this year,
yeah!
though.
Hell yeah! That game.
I still don't really know what that is, but
I think it must be made by the same people who made Fire Emblem, right?
Yeah, Intelligent Systems, and it's basically Valkyria Chronicles. Only you're playing with Abraham Lincoln.
And you're just like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah!
we might have that Yoshi game this year. That Kirby game as well, maybe.
Yeah, the crystal.
Whatever it is, the claymation.
Yeah, the claymation game. Yoshi's Woolly World. Hopefully Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Oh, I think that's coming. I think it's coming out around May-ish in Japan. I think.
It's coming out in April in Japan.
In April, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hopefully we see that this year.
Mario Party?
That'd be nice.
I hope so. Mario Party. I'm mostly excited. This is weird, but I'm mostly excited about Splatoon because us three have been playing a lot of online games of Smash.
I
really want to play
Star Fox. To be fair,
what?
Like for you to be more excited about Splatoon than you are Star Fox, I think is.
I mean,
saying something.
I've been waiting 9 years this year for a new Star Fox game. I can sort of suppress it a little bit to be excited about an actual multiplayer game that I can play with my friends. Just
Star Fox multiplayer, always online.
Star Fox the MMO.
Microtransactions.
Boom.
Buy your bullets.
If Shigeru Miyamoto was just like, yep, this is a Nintendo game with microtransactions and most of the game is DLC, I will lose faith in Nintendo because that's not what Shigeru Miyamoto does.
Star Fox, free to play, free to fly.
Starbucks.
There are so many
no,
good
that's the company.
games coming out this year. I'm so excited. Anyway, I'll talk more about that later, probably.
Yeah. But yeah, so what have you guys been playing recently? As of before we started recording this, is there anything of note?
Smash Bros.
Yeah, thanks to you two, I've been playing more Smash Brothers. So I've been happy with that. I've been winning most matches usually.
I mean,
Really
usually.
fun.
we let you.
Well, I mean, it's really hard to let someone win when they're playing as Wii Fit Trainer.
I find a way. I am so skilled at that game. My skill is so damn high that I can lose to anyone. I can make myself lose without jumping off the edge and suiciding. I can make myself lose to any player.
It's true. You can.
It's quite a talent. I will say no, I don't win most matches. It's kind of like a mixed bag amongst us. But
it's not a mixed bag at all. It's between you and Abby, and then me on very fluky ones where you two are duking it out and I happen to survive.
Because we just like tussle off the edge on last stock, and you're just like, well.
Or Bill gets a Super Smash Ball or whatever and just drives off the track.
Yeah, can I just
doesn't know what he's doing.
Fucking Wario. Unbelievable.
Peach is still the best Smash, by the way.
What does Peach do?
Oh god, she just like makes everyone fall asleep, and then peaches fall from the sky.
Wait, are you serious?
That's it.
Nope. I can link it to you if you want. But...
Do that after. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
Is that actually what happens though? Wait, were you making that up?
Yeah, no, that's true. There is also a pink frilly border around the edge of the screen.
Of course, because
oh, nice.
She's Princess Peach.
It's not just falling asleep in Peaches. Come on, there's some effort involved.
I want to say Final Smash, the best Final Smash in that game. Shulks, I love it.
I still don't understand.
It's really
Shulks.
cool. It's really cool.
What is it?
Basically, like you get someone in there, and then you just basically do turn-based combat on them.
Oh,
obviously,
right.
It's like all automatic and stuff, but it looks amazing. It looks so cool.
I am quite partial to Pac-Man's Final Smash.
That is pretty cool.
It's quite cool.
I also do like playing as Pac-Man, so shout out to Pac-Man and Namco. You guys are. I actually don't really care that much about Pac-Man in general, but
You're okay.
I don't know who my favorite Smash is. Villages is quite nice.
Villages is cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Going crazy. I'm mostly just looking at my amiibos to try and remember them.
Like, a lot of them haven't changed from Brawl. Kirby's changed, which was good.
Kirby's changed. That's nice. Luigi's changed.
Yeah, which is good. Because it's Luigi's Mansion themed, which is always a plus.
I think Samus's has obviously changed. Or Dark Zero Suits has changed. Because she didn't have one originally. She just put the suit back on.
Wow. So who are your mains in Smash, do you think?
If I had to, I don't think I really decided yet.
I think you can have like a rotation of about 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I
go ahead.
You play DDD, don't you?
I have always had a soft spot and always will for Kirby. I love Kirby so much. So even though he is in the top tier, according to that bollocks chart that you read off.
I read off the whole list of like 40 different characters in the
There is no way.
Tier.
There is no way that Palutena is that high on the list, okay?
But I didn't figure out. I read the whole list off and then saw that it was decided by people voting on it. So that's not an accurate list. That's just people going, oh, I really like this character.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Kirby. I quite like DDD's fun, but a pain in the ass when you're fighting against Sonic. It's just might as well kill yourself because he's too fast. I am too slow. I found that I like Lucina. Apparently, she's quite nice.
She's just like Marth, though. That's my biggest problem with her. Is there's like no point to having both her and Marth in the game.
I don't know. I stuck with Marth. I killed you with Lucina. So
yeah, maybe they should just get rid of Marth. And I hate to say that because Marth's really nice. So
I basically play random most of the time because I'm not amazing with anyone, so I may as well play anyone.
I think Shulk is my main.
You think?
because I like playing.
Think Shulk is your main.
I like playing as Shulk. Okay. He's just really cool, and you can change his speed and jump and stuff. And that's really nice.
I do like Shulk's mechanics.
If anyone sees the replays of Shulk in our games, Shulk is always in his swimsuit. Always in that swimsuit costume. It is really creepy.
Not always. Sometimes I put him in the pink suit.
Okay.
But I really, really enjoy Shulk's mechanics because they're so different to anyone else in the game. And similarly, I really like Robin. Boy Robin, of course. Because he looks good, but...
How much do you decide your Smash characters based on how good they look?
Well, before my main was Sheik, and Sheik's design doesn't please me that much, so I don't know.
Fair enough.
I don't know who my third would be. Maybe Sheik.
Dark Pit.
Sheik. Fuck you.
Palutena, Dark Pit, and Pit. Those are my mains.
What about you, Bill? Oh no, Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr.
Yeah, it's Bowser Jr.
Yeah.
I switch him to Morton.
I switched mine to Ludwig.
Bowser Jr. is just who fucking cares about Bowser Jr. But
People who like Mario Sunshine.
I had no idea you could switch him to the Koopa Kids, and I found it by accident, and I almost shit because I love Morton. He's my main.
Yeah, you're that shit who plays Morton in fucking Mario Kart.
See, but then everybody copied me. I played Morton when the game came out. I was a big Morton advocate. At that time, people were pissed off at the game's roster because Mario Kart 8 took up a lot of spots with the Koopa Kids, so everyone was hating on the Koopa Kids, but I'm like, don't fucking hate the Koopa Kids because Morton's cool. My desktop wallpaper was Morton, my cover photo on Facebook was Morton, my cover photo on Twitter was Morton, my picture on my anime list was Morton, my picture on Hummingbird was Morton. I was Morton. And now, everyone in top tier play is fucking Morton. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking copycats.
I'm going to make an awful joke now. You could make a musical and call it The Book of Morton.
Amazing.
I make no apologies for my awful jokes
at all. That's what the Permadeath musical will be called, The Book of Morton.
Boom. So yeah, I like playing as Bowser Jr. I like playing as Bowser, and Wario, and I also have a soft spot for Yoshi. But those are the main four that I really I enjoy playing as them a lot when I get them in the random pool.
Who don't you like playing as?
Shit, Wii Fit Trainer. Because I can never time out her down B. They could just fuck off. Who else do I like playing as? I don't like playing as I actually can't think off the top of my head.
I kind of wish I liked playing as Villager a bit more, because Villager's mechanics are really interesting as well. But yeah. I just find them really difficult. So
I can never practice, really. I can never time out the planting the tree and cutting the tree and all that shit with the Villager. It's just I get wrecked as Villager.
Which is a shame, because he's quite powerful, but oh well, I guess.
I don't like any of the Kid Icarus characters.
I swear Pit wasn't as unwieldy as he was.
I'm pretty sure he was. I hated Pit so much.
In Brawl, I swear he was more controllable and not bad. Because I was like, yeah, Pit's back.
Put him down a bit.
Yeah, Pit's back. That's great. Way. I clearly don't care. Kind of miss Ice Climbers. I've got to be honest.
There'll be DLC, just like Mewtwo.
Boom.
Yeah. Apparently, by the way, if you buy both versions of the Smash Bros, 3DS and the Wii U, you can still get the Mewtwo code for free.
Yeah, that's still going until March. Yeah.
Which I think
do they not have
really
enough interest or something?
I don't know, because the soundtrack's gone. You can't get the soundtrack anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, so they've just opened it up for the code.
Mhm.
It's weird.
I just did exactly what Bill described at the start of the fucking podcast.
What?
With the water.
What? Left your mouth open?
Yeah, see?
Now I got wine everywhere.
It's not just me, see? It happens. It's sometimes, you just the drinking itself isn't the priority and you're still kind of doing something else or looking at something and you just don't really realize your mouth isn't totally enveloped over the cup. And
Yep.
there's
So me and Bill are clearly like related somehow, because not everyone does that. I'm pretty sure.
neither of us can drink. Kinross, have you ever tried to drink anything and have it just go all over?
I have tried to drink things before. It is perhaps my most redeeming feature that I have not died of thirst. Some may say it's my least redeeming feature, but
Oh,
sometimes I
so
used to be.
sad.
I am very good at drinking things quickly.
That was a morbid joke.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Was
Are
that?
morbid jokes not? I'm not allowed morbid jokes.
It's
Am I not?
supposed to be happy times. We're supposed to talk
Oh,
about games.
okay. All right.
People love it that
Yeah,
you're alive. They love it that you could drink stuff and stay alive. Kinross?
people may not know I do have a beard and a mustache that gets in the way of things sometimes. And recently, if I used to be able to like down a pint of water in a couple of seconds.
Wow.
Now, if I try to do that, it gets caught in the mustache and just drips down the side of my face and gets caught in the beard.
So you have like
And it's just like,
sponge. You have a facial sponge.
well, not really, because a sponge would absorb it. It just
It just sort of drips down
like
onto your
when
t-shirt.
you're pouring from a kettle or whatever, and it just slightly drips down the spout.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a teapot, not a kettle. It's like that, but from both sides of my face, and the only way I can fix it is by removing the mustache, and that would look weird.
Please never do that. Never do
I
that.
look creepy with just the mustache. I'd look worse with no mustache, I'm
I
sure.
remember I saw you one time without a beard, and it freaked me out. We went to Resd, which was this like gaming event in Birmingham. What did we do there? Because I don't remember that day at all.
We mostly spoke to Perrin
Right. Okay.
and had a little bit of a browse around.
I don't
Just seeing
remember
what it was.
anything. I just remember stealing a bunch of chocolate coins from Ubisoft.
Oh, you oh yeah, they were demoing Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. You played Ethan Meteor Hunter. That was your game of the year.
Don't fucking talk about it.
You played Tengami.
I
think
did.
it was
That was a
Tengami,
good
that
game, and I
paper
figured
book.
that was made by the people who used to work for Rare,
Oh wow!
which I didn't
I still
know.
have to buy it. I've not decided what medium I want it on.
I'm gonna get it on Wii U when it comes out on Wii U.
I think it's already out.
I'm gonna get it on Wii U.
Bill, Tengami is a sort of point and clicky type game where you're basically traveling through a pop-up book in feudal Japan.
It's really nice.
Oh wow.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
That does sound
Anyway,
quite nice.
that was a segue. That was a segue.
Yeah.
I've been playing on Smash Bros.
Woo!
That's pretty much all I've been playing for the past couple of weeks, apart from Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon remake.
Oh, did you pick it up?
Yes, I did.
I've played half an hour of that game.
I have played about 12 hours of that game now. And it's super good. It's like the perfect remake, because Sapphire was one of my favorite Pokemon games. Probably right behind Black and White version.
I'm not sure what people... Sorry, I don't
Okay.
quite get the Gen 3 love. I thought it was alright. I didn't like most of the gyms. I thought the Pokemon were a bit... Yeah.
I think it was Emerald version that did it for me more than Sapphire, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just because I think I was at the age when that game came out that I was understanding the mechanics of like training Pokemon a little bit more. Like, don't just pump them full of rare candies. That's a bad idea, because then their stats are shit. Like, I learned that. And I actually had way more fun playing that game than I thought I would, because I sort of fell out of it in Generation 2, because I wasn't that big on all the Pokemon in that generation.
Mm-hmm.
So Generation 3 just did a lot for me, I suppose.
My favourite part, actually, of Gen 3 was translating the Braille. I loved that.
Oh god, I haven't got to that part yet. I'm not looking forward
Because
to it.
the manual had Braille in the back, and you're like, why does the game have Braille in it? And then you find out, and you're like, oh, that's so cool. Now I've got to find this bloody Relicanth.
I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm kind of worried. But they've added a lot of new mechanics in it as well. Like, the game as a whole looks amazing for a start, because I think the 3DS has definitely benefited Pokemon as a series, because if you go back and you play Sapphire and Ruby now, it looks very static and it's not very interesting to look at, but the way that the cinematography works in Alpha Sapphire is just incredible. It looks so good.
The 3D effect is a waste of time, though, because it is only actually there during battles. and it's a bit during battles anyway.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on like the 3D effect, but I do feel like the upgrade in hardware from the DS to the 3DS has definitely done it favors. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do on the new 3DS, because hopefully it'll be even better in the future. Maybe, who knows? But yeah, it's a very good game. Bill, I recommend it to you because the last game you played was Sapphire, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the last Pokemon
The
games
last
I
game
beat.
you played was Sapphire. Play Sapphire again. Go on.
Well, then it'd give you a good idea about how Pokemon works now, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't
to be
beaten
fair,
Y,
in
but
Sapphire you can get, or Sapphire and Ruby, you can now get every single Pokemon that has
Yep.
come out thus far. So
you could
you don't really have to worry about the rest of them.
You could do that like without having Y. You can just kick ass and get every Pokemon
think so.
in Sapphire, maybe.
I'm not sure.
It does look like it's that way. I'm not to
I
the
mean,
point where
I'm
I
sure
think
with
at the very least you might be able to trade.
Yeah. I was gonna say with online trading,
from like the
it should
global.
work.
The worst part about the online trading, I
Interesting.
don't know whether they fixed it because I never really bothered with it, was that you couldn't search for a Pokemon you had not encountered.
you can do that now. You can do
in
that.
Diamond and Pearl, I think it was. That was awful.
You can do that now.
Well, that sounds
Good.
awful.
That was.
They changed that in Y. But my favorite thing about like X and Y, and they've included it in Alpha Sapphire as well, is wonder trading, which is
like the spontaneous.
where you pick a Pokemon and you just go, I want to trade this, and then you could get anything for it. You could get literally anything for what you are.
I've always liked the
receiving.
idea of
Anything that anyone else had
trading.
put a Wonder Trade up.
Wonder trades are so much fun because I'm just like, oh, I got a Caterpie, and it's not my fault that I'm trading this back because I don't want it anymore because someone else traded it to me, and then I end up with something like incredible for a Pikachu. So it's fun. I really like that mechanic.
It's like the Secret Santa of Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now I want to play. Now I want to play Pokemon again. I've not touched it.
Yeah,
I picked it up, played it.
There you go. I made Bill want to play Mario Kart. I made you want to play Pokemon.
The thing is, it came out the same day that Smash did, so I was like, well, I'll just play Smash.
Which was a problem because I could only afford one, and I went with Smash.
I think you still made the right choice.
I don't know because I didn't play Smash for ages. Like I've only just started playing it more this year. But then again, I got the soundtrack, so I can't complain.
Yeah, and you got a Mewtwo.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, Bill, what have you been playing?
Well, besides Hyrule Warriors, which I can't really say I've been playing that because I just got it yesterday. I will say it's great, though. I'll say it again. Hyrule Warriors. Buy it if you like Warriors games. If you like Zelda games, you can kill stuff. But I'm playing that, and obviously Smash. And I've been playing through Wolfenstein, The New Order.
On what?
That's not Nintendo. That's not allowed in this system.
For the PlayStation. Is that how they said it back in the old ads? PlayStation. There was
Four.
When the for 4 when the
okay,
when the PlayStation 2 came out. Well, I remember I'll see now. This is like Bill revealing his secrets. Back when I was a little kid, I used to play with like my action figures and stuff, and I would pretend that they were part of TV shows on my fake television network called BTV. If you can't guess what that stands for, it stands for Billy TV.
I would have guessed Bill, so I would have been wrong.
Shit, you cut us all out, man.
So when the PlayStation 2 came out, I would always make fake game boxes as if people made video games about my shows, and the PlayStation ad was always like PlayStation and like whatever the fuck she said. I don't know where that voice actress is nowadays, but they never did one like the PlayStation 2. I think they just kind of kept it PlayStation. But before I knew that, I would advertise my fake games, and I would go PlayStation 2, and when I did fake commercials for my games, whatever the hell they were, I don't remember. But yeah, I don't know why that little tidbit of information. Well, because I said PlayStation. Yeah. Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm playing Wolfenstein: The New Order on the PlayStation 4, and it's good. If you like shooting people, it's good. I'm about halfway through it now. The story's surprisingly really good. I know people said the story was good, but I guess I don't really believe people that often until I play it myself. So it is good. The only thing I don't like about it so far is I'm playing this game because I get to dual wield shotguns and shoot people, and sometimes they force stealth on you, and I like stealth. I like it as an option, and you can kind of use it as an option. You don't have to stealth.
It's just heavily recommended.
It's just,
that you do.
sometimes if you don't do it, you will set alarms off and they'll fuck you up. Because what they do is they make you stealth to kill like these like general guys who are patrolling the area, and when you kill them, it cuts off the alarm signal. They can't ring the alarm, so it's recommended you kill them first. So you can go in guns blazing, but they'll fire the alarm, and more enemies than usual will come. So it's usually recommended you do it. So I'm usually pigeonholed into stealthing. It's the same thing with Far Cry games. Is like they tell you can do all these things in a multitude of ways, but the best way to take out an outpost is still stealth. Like there's no way to do it like unless you are Richard Harrow from Boardwalk Empire and you're the perfect marksman, you cannot run in there guns blazing and kill everybody and not sound an alarm off. But yes, that's the only thing I don't like about it so far is they force stealth on me. Because like I bought that game because I want to shoot Nazis. Like it's it, and I got a cool story along with it. But so I'm playing that. Persona 4. I'm playing for the first time in my life on the Vita.
Is Teddy your favorite
Every
character?
day is great at your journey.
I like the Japanese one more because it doesn't make any sense. Every day, young life, Junesu.
I mean, to be fair, every day is great at your Juness doesn't make too much sense either, and it's bloody creepy.
Is Teddy your favorite character? There's a right answer to this.
I do like Teddy.
Yeah, you do.
In the game, I don't know. I know you've seen the anime. He makes a lot of bear puns.
Yeah.
And
I've actually watched people play the game rather than play it myself, so I sort of know what Persona plays like. Like a JRPG, really.
With social simulator aspects, I love it. I bought the Vita. I mean, like I guess you can kind of say again, I bought a thing to play one game, but I bought a whole bunch of shit for the Vita along with it. But I've been wanting to play this really bad, and I bought it, and it's fun and it's great, and I love it. And I didn't think I would love it as much, because all you hear about is how much people love Persona 4 and how it's always on like the essential RPGs list, and it's always there, and it really is that good. I'm about 15 hours into it. I haven't played it in a few days, maybe about 2 weeks. I've been busy with other stuff, but it's totally worth checking out. Even if you get the PS2 version through the PS3, it's $10 on the PS3 store if you want to play that version. So
I have a question.
Yes.
And I don't know if I made this up, so I'm just asking for clarification. Can you choose the gender of the playable character? Or no?
No, you can only do that in the portable version of Persona 3.
It's because I want to woo Teddy. God damn.
You also can't have Japanese audio.
Every day's great at your Junes.
That annoys me about a lot of JRPGs when they get brought over here. They just don't have a Japanese track, and they have the worst cast ever, and I just want it to stop. But
I will say that
isn't awful.
Yeah, Persona is pretty good by my dub standards, but there are one or two characters who I don't like, and I don't like the voice actress of Chie. And now the funny thing about the voice actress of Chie is that it's a different voice actress from the PS2 version. So I don't know. There's like before I bought this game, I always stumbled upon people arguing about which version of the game to play, and there were always people going, Chie's old voice actress is better, fuck you, and then people arguing about, no, the new one's better, eat shit, and like it was like, okay, well, it's just a voice, man, it's not that serious, but
there's a lot of voice in that game.
Yeah, I guess it is. There's so much that.
Fortunately, skippable.
Yeah, if you read quick enough, you can beat the voice.
You can also turn the voice off, but
that is true. So I guess I don't have to hear anything.
You can't do in that game. You can't put subtitles on for the cutscenes.
Odd.
Oh yeah.
So if you're playing in a public place and a cutscene comes on, you're screwed.
That's all right.
You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
If Teddy's talking, he's going Persona.
The waitress is coming to take your order, and you're trying to watch that Persona cutscene. You don't have to fucking. You're gonna miss the game because she's trying
to. That's why you don't play your portable games outside of your house.
Pretty much.
I will say that's one thing. That's one thing that I don't do. Is play my portable games outside of my house.
Oh, all right.
I can't remember the last time I did that. And it's weird because that's like okay, it's a handheld, like you take it anywhere, but like I never go anywhere where I can.
Luckily, England doesn't have drivers; they just have people who ride trains. So
yeah, see, that's like in my city, like it's not like a metropolitan area or anything where we need to take that kind of even in general, like we have no form of transportation like that besides a bus, and I really don't want to take our public bus.
I'll
So
just drive, thanks.
It's because people don't take public transport that they're like, there's no point investing in public transport. No one uses it. And
yeah.
then it gets worse.
So I drive everywhere. So like even when I get to where I'm going, I usually don't have a need for it. Now the only time I usually do it is if, like, for example, at the end of the month, I'm taking a bus trip to New York City to go see a concert. On that bus trip, I will likely play. I play my 3DS usually when I do that. When I go to New York City, I'll bring plus for Street Pass purposes as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't typically.
You should
play
stop by the Nintendo World Store and buy an amiibo.
Boom! I probably get tons of Street Pass bangs there. I'm so mad. I might have talked about this in a past episode. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Or if I did, I'm sorry because I'm repeating myself. I brought my 3DS with me to New York City last year. I went there.
Is this the
Leave
bus
it turned
story?
off.
Is this the
Did you
bus
leave
story?
it turned off?
Is it the bus story? Did I mention this? How there was a girl on the
Yeah,
bus?
you have. Yeah, you have mentioned this before.
And I only got one Street Pass from somebody else in the entirety of New York City named like Wolf or something like that. Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't mention
Oh,
that.
I didn't mention that part? That's the part I was going to say. I took this 3DS because I'm like, oh, I'm going to a big city. I'm going to take my 3DS. I'm going to get all kinds of Street Passes. It's going to be great. They can fill out my puzzles. It's going to be awesome. So I take my 3DS and I leave it on. I'm like, all right. So I got that one girl on the bus and we make it to New York City and I'm walking around and, New York City, there's so many people, they're all eating. And so I get back to the hotel room and I'm like, I can't wait to see how many Street Passes I got. I open it up and I have one Street Pass from some guy who's not even in New York City. I think I got him as we drove by another bus stop, named like Wolf, and like his like slogan was like "All right" or something like that. And I'm like, what? Come on, like that's all I got. Wolf? I got nobody else. I was so mad that whole
Man, you should have
weekend.
been at Minecon because that was Street Pass Central. I got so many people from everywhere. It was mental.
I just want
It's
Street
like, here's a guy from Madrid in Spain, and it's like, why are you here? And then I was like, why am I here? I should be at home.
But yes, I've been playing that, and yeah, that's about it. I've been playing the Sherlock Holmes game for PS4 as well because I played that with my friend.
How's that?
It's good if you like solving murders.
Not my thing.
The detective work's actually really well done in that. I mean, like it's you could tell it wasn't like made specifically for next gen. It's obviously like a lower budget adventure type game, but man, like the detective work in that game puts like LA Noire to like shame.
Really?
Like it's so awesome the way you piece together the case, and like you can get the wrong outcome and it won't tell you what's wrong unless you ask. So you can go through the game with all of the outcomes of the cases being wrong, and you don't have to know. Like obviously my curiosity gets the best of me, and after I finish the case, I always click the middle button and ask for the solution, like what the real one was, because I want to know if I did it right. And if it's right, it'll be highlighted in green. If it's wrong, it's in red. And they don't tell you what the right one was. You have to go back if you want to and go do it again. But yeah, so you can go through the whole game with the wrong things. And they don't do it like in LA Noire. You can't do that. I'm only using LA Noire as an example because it's like the only big budget detective game that I know of. That
I'm gonna go into LA Noire a little bit. So if you don't want anything about LA Noire spoiled for you, just skip forward like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
But there was
What do I do?
Well, plug
are
your ears.
you ever gonna play LA Noire, Kinross?
I've bought it
Genre.
5 times.
Oh wow,
I,
okay, 5 times. Wow.
You really want to try playing that game?
I really do. I really want to give it a go.
Maybe this time.
You can. I don't care. Off you go.
There's a murder thing. There's a murder case in the middle of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a string of murders, and you keep arresting these suspects and like sending them off.
I know.
And none of it is right.
I know where you're going with this. It's bullshit.
None of it is right. You can do it perfectly, and you send the wrong guy away
Every single time.
It's fucking shite.
And it's bullshit because even if you could pick up on that 2 cases in that these are not the right guys. Your character even says it out loud. I think we're arresting the wrong guys. And like his 40s voice, like how all people talk in the 40s. Hey there, sir. We're arresting the wrong guys. Like you're arresting the wrong fucking guys, and like you can't do anything about it. Like you arrest them, and like your guy's like, yeah, we got him. Like no, you fucking didn't. And
it's like every crime show ever.
Yeah.
But the annoying thing was, I figured out what it was because I figured out that all the murders were like connected.
Yeah.
And they all started at a bar, and I'm like, oh, someone that works at the bar, isn't it? Guess who was right? Not the fucking detective, I'll tell you that much.
That is probably my biggest problem with games like Phoenix Wright, where you know what the ultimate solution is, but the path is convoluted and you don't know what you're supposed to be picking up, and you're just losing all the time because it's one sentence that seems inconsequential
And
that is
then,
actually the one you
yeah,
want to go for.
the annoying thing about LA Noire as well is that if you arrest the wrong guy, the in quotation marks wrong guy, you get penalized for it.
But it makes you do it.
No, but if you pick the other guy, it's still not the guy who did the murder.
Yeah, that for those cases specifically, like it's total crap because like no matter who you pick in the homicide desk portion of that game, they're all wrong anyway. So even if you pick the wrong guy, they penalize. Yeah, like Abby just said. Yeah, that's what she just said.
Like, I love LA Noire.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really, really enjoy that
Yeah.
game. But the whole homicide desk thing was pointless and stupid.
And like I appreciate the idea. Like I love serial killer cases. Like I love. I mean, okay, I don't love serial killers. Let's get that out of the way. But I love
Not what I'm saying.
I love serial killer fiction. Like I love a good mystery, and I love like the idea of that. So like I appreciate where they were going. Like okay, there's a serial killer, and like okay, maybe if this was a movie and they kept arresting the wrong guys, like I can be like okay, oh this is crazy, like oh they don't realize yet. But when you're playing the game and your player character mentions it a few times, and you as the player know, and the game is supposed to be about you solving the case, it becomes bullshit when you know for a fact everyone you arrest is wrong, and you're going through all the shit to arrest these people, and then it's all invalidated by the last case in the homicide desk. It was just such a
And
poop.
the worst thing was they made me arrest Matt from Heroes. That was the worst part about that game. I really want like an LA Noire 2, like,
They're
I know it won't happen.
the developer is doing a game set in like China or something like that called Horror of the Orient or something like that.
That
Look it
doesn't
up.
sound like
It takes place. I don't know if they're going to use the same facial cap technology, but
I sort of thought that was a bit creepy.
I will say, yeah, well, it was really strange because their bodies weren't of the same quality.
And their head would be like moving all over the place, and their body would be completely static.
I mean, it
really
was
weird.
very impressive technology for the face. Now, if they can just employ that for the whole body, we'll have something going there. But I think if you liked LA Noire, I think you will really like this Sherlock Holmes game. I haven't played. I know this Sherlock Holmes game. I think it's made by Frogware. Is a developer who does this series, and it's a series of games. Obviously, everyone knows Sherlock Holmes. You don't have to play each game in the series to understand. And I've never played one before this one. And the way the cases work is I'm not going to go over the whole thing because there's a lot of stuff in it. And like I said, you can get the wrong outcome and it won't tell you. So but it'll give you a very convincing cutscene, so you can be satisfied with your detective work. And you put the clues together yourself, and that's the outcome you got. And boom, it might be wrong, but not everyone gets it right.
Does the game eventually start screwing you over because you got past cases wrong, or is it completely irrelevant as to whether you got it right or wrong?
That's one thing I like, is that each case is kind of standalone. Like there's not really like a continuous arc. So like if you fuck up the outcome in like say case 2, like you pick the wrong verdict, that won't ever really carry over into the other games like
But see,
in the other cases.
if there's no consequence to being wrong, what is there to encourage you to get it right, I guess, other than for completionists' sake?
Well, like for me, like the why I think it's cool is like you can get it wrong and they won't tell you you're wrong, as to not like the point of the game is to make you feel like Sherlock Holmes. So like you're putting the clues together yourself. Like what happens when you get the clues and everything is it's like this big like web, and you go into this menu and there's all the clues there, and you can link them together. And when you link them together, it creates a verdict. And you can link them together in like tons of different ways to get a bunch of different verdicts. And you pick that verdict. They're not going to punish you for it until you're wrong. So,
I mean, I think that's a really cool idea, and I wish more games were like that. But similarly, I feel like if there isn't like some, I guess, almost telltale element of your decisions are actually making some kind of impact. It doesn't have to be massive, but there has to be some thread going through that it just doesn't mean anything.
Well, I guess well, they're standalone cases, so I mean it's of the sense of that case is closed, so it doesn't come up again because that's how I guess it works. I mean, obviously you're letting the actual killer go free without actually getting him. I mean, there's that aspect of it, but since they're all individual cases and it plays off kind of like episodes where after you finish a case, it just immediately cuts to Sherlock in his office again doing whatever of, I guess, no circumstance to past cases, but the case closes. And I mean, it's funny too because like it's like the 1800s and like they didn't have nobody could like, you can get away with murder in the 1800s pretty easily.
Case in point, Jack the Ripper still got away with it.
Boom. And so I guess that's, I don't know. It is an interesting, I guess, point to bring up that it doesn't really affect into the game, but I just kind of like that idea that you can fuck up. Like I fucked up 3 times. I picked the wrong verdict. I was curious and said yes, and I wanted to go back and fix it, so I picked the other one. I mean, I guess one of the incentives to want to get the right one is so that you can see the cutscene. Because I mean, they give you a cutscene for every verdict, so I wanted to see what actually happened because I don't know if I got cheated and I got a shitty cutscene. Because I know sometimes when you get like the bad ending of a game, they'll give you a really shitty cutscene. Like I know in Heavy Rain, if you fucked up, you can get some shitty cutscenes that end really abruptly. But they're all pretty good in Sherlock. They all give you like a satisfying conclusion to the case, even if you're wrong. But the way the clue system works, like it's really convoluted to talk about in words, but I would just say that they let you piece it together your own way, and it's really cool. But so I'm playing that. And Final Fantasy 14, the MMO still. But I'm not going to talk about that because it's an MMO, and I've been playing it for 2 years. There's no reason to talk about that.
Oh, I wanted to talk about Elder Scrolls. I was going to be like, what was your most disappointing game of the year? Mine was the Elder Scrolls Online. Look, it's gone free to play now.
Look at that. Well, technically buy to play. You still have to buy it. There's just no sub fee anymore.
It's like Guild Wars.
Yeah.
Except Guild Wars isn't 50 quid.
Actually,
how much is Guild Wars now?
Well, over the weekend you could have bought... Oh, no, last weekend. Sorry, the hiccups. Where the hiccups come from? I didn't have anything that could produce hiccups in the last 2 hours. Anyway. Last weekend you could have bought Guild Wars 2 for $10.
Guild Wars 2 is about to have an expansion.
Yep.
I should play more Guild Wars.
Also, you own Guild Wars 2, don't you?
I bought it at release, and much like Destiny and a lot of other games with a multiplayer element, had no one to play it with, so it was significantly less fun on my own. So dropped off very quickly, and I see a lot of people just constantly saying it's plenty of fun, it's decent, and they're having this great time, and the story sounds amazing, and I'm just like, so boring on your own, though.
They're having a ball. You know, in your defense, Guild Wars 2 can sometimes be a very giant slog, even with other people. Leveling up in that game is the longest leveling up process I've ever experienced in an MMO since Vanilla WoW. And I know people if they play Guild Wars and they're listening to this, they're going to go, Bill, you're just a fucking liar. No. Leveling up in that game is the worst. Because once you get to around the mid-30s, you don't have... Like, you unlock all your skills by a certain point, and then you have, like, 40 levels left. And you have no skills left to unlock. So, like, you're just leveling up over and over again, using the same shit. But, like, you don't really get anything new. So it's like, well, I'm leveling up, but I don't feel like it. So why did you give me all my shit so early? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. You know what you should get, if you don't mind paying a sub fee, you should get Final Fantasy 14 and play it with me on the PS4.
I don't have a PS4. I can't join in with the fun.
You can get it on the PC and play it with me on the PC, crossplay with the PS4.
Oh, they actually have crossplay? Is that actually a thing that exists now?
Yeah, well, for Final Fantasy 14, it's just the game on the PS4, PS3, and PC, and you all play on the same servers, so...
So you're not really interested in going back to the Elder Scrolls Online. Why are you laughing?
Oh, God. Sorry, I was just looking up. Guild Wars is £35. The deluxe edition is $50. Elder Scrolls Online, I can only see the Imperial edition, which is $70. So you'd have to put down 70 quid before you could play the game anyway.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Bill,
we had a lot of problems with... that's like $120, $30?
105.
My exchange rates are off. But we talked about the Elder Scrolls before, and they have this big mega server where if you want to group with your friends, it's a nightmare. It's just like, oh, you're phased into a different part of the mega server, so I actually can't see you right now.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
shitty.
just
is
not a
that how
very
it
good
works?
MMO. Like, it'd probably be alright as a single player game.
Now,
Passable.
the thing with
but-
Elder Scrolls Online is like, I'm gonna check it out when I can play it without having to pay again, because I own the game on PC, and
Mhm.
some of the systems they're adding to it sound pretty neat. Like they're revamping the whole level cap stuff. Like previously, when you hit max level, you had to grind these veteran ranks or something like that, and like it was a fucking pain. It was terrible. It was the worst. It was really bad. Grindy mess. So they're revamping that, and they're adding like a justice system where you can actually kill and steal from NPCs freely, like you can in the Elder Scrolls games. And what you'll rack up
man.
you'll rack up a bounty like in Elder Scrolls games. But the way it works is you can get arrested, but you can also um, be hunted by any player by other players like freely throughout cities. Like, so if you have a really high bounty, like other players can kill you in town and get the cash reward for it. Which
Okay, that sounds cool,
which
but are
makes
they going to be able
for
to pull that off?
that's the thing is how's it going to work in practice? Because like, what if everybody has a high bounty? Everyone's just going to be killing each other. So I read into that feature when they first announced it. I don't know if they changed any of that. They first announced it
they
like
ever-
months ago, but
Did they ever add in the Thieves Guild quest?
that's a good question.
Because that's what I'm interested
And
in.
Dark
Because I am
Brotherhood.
a thief through and through.
I served the Night Mother in the Dark Brotherhood, but the thing is like the game isn't the full game isn't bad, and the stuff they're adding is okay. But like again, like to pay monthly for that, like it should have been the Guild Wars model to begin with, and I think it would have been received.
I think they've just realized that no one gives a crap about their game anymore, so they're just
Yeah.
like, well, I guess it's free to play now. Please don't abandon us anymore.
So the console version comes out in June, and
Which I'm surprised they didn't cancel, to be honest.
yeah. I feel like it can be successful on the console in a way. But what I hope they do is I own it on PC. I hope there's like a cheaper upgrade path to the console version, like maybe $20.
Lol, no.
Because I'm not gonna buy that full price again for the PS4. Even though I would like to play it on the PS4, I will not pay full price again. So I hope maybe there's
And
some
everyone
kind
in
of
the
like
comments,
like
everyone in the comments is gonna be all like, "We told you, Bill. Told you, Bill. Told you it
yeah
was a bad game, Bill."
The
fuckers.
thing is, Bill knew it was a bad game. Like he played the beta and he was like, "This is an awful game. I'm gonna buy it though."
The bug bit me.
Yeah.
I had a good deal on the Imperial Edition, so I bought it.
I don't know.
But-
Maybe if we stop playing again one day, we can talk about
Maybe
it.
when it's not 70 quid.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I can
Screw that.
I can go back and check it out when it goes free because I have it on PC.
That's
So
very true.
I can report back in later on in the year on Elder Scrolls Online in our next episode,
In the next episode.
14. Yeah, in August. But yeah. So Jonathan, you just bought a PS4. What have you been playing?
Yes,
On your
I did.
PS4.
I bought a PS Vita as well.
Oh
for
yeah.
one game.
You went
Persona 4.
you went in. I remember you talking to me.
I went full Sony.
Which one you should get first, and I had a hard time answering that question because I wasn't sure. Like
And
because
because
So
you had
you
a hard
got
time
both.
answering, I was like, well, might as well get both. But yeah.
How
I
much
picked
are
up,
PS Vitas in this country now? Because I kind of want to play Persona.
I think I paid 140.
I'm about to shell out 210 for a new 3DS,
Yeah.
so I don't know that I feel that is
I
in my future.
That game has them ever so slightly cheaper. But I was impatient.
Did you get yours pre-owned or was it new?
It's new. New is 143.49.
Maybe if
But there
pre-owned's like
are
100,
some
I could
something.
hustle that somehow.
Pre-owns are around 115, 120. If you go for the older version, I think that you can probably get it for closer to 100.
One day maybe.
Because they've phased out the old one and now they got the Vita Slim. So yeah, I picked up Persona. I'm not very far into it. I think I'm still in the not really playing it bit.
Have you met Teddy yet?
I have met Teddy.
Okay.
Twice.
Okay.
Basically, my playing of the game has been read the text, go to bed, wake up again, go to bed. I mean, read text and then go to bed, and then fight one dude. So I can't really comment on that. I got the PS4 because I wanted people to play games with. So I've been playing some Destiny again. I still enjoy it. It's just hopefully eventually play with Bill and
Oh, you will.
enjoy more of it.
Oh, you will play with me.
Oh, good. What else? Wolfenstein I picked up, actually, because I heard that it was a great game, and I picked it up in the Steam sale, couldn't run it. Picked it up because I found it for 15 quid cheaper or whatever. Actually, that's the thing I'm going to say about Destiny. If you're considering buying Destiny for the PS4, the base game I think is £35. The DLC, the expansion pass is £35, but the limited edition is 43. So just pick up the limited edition because it comes with the expansion pass.
Boom, saving money. Speaking of saving money, really quick before you continue, I was gonna mention this before, but I forgot. I've been playing that Dying Light game as well, and the only reason I picked it up on launch is because GameStop had the most colossal fuck up I've ever seen in my life. They sold the full game codes in place of the season pass. So if you bought the season pass for $20, you got the full game. And then because they technically were supposed to sell you the season pass, they gave the season pass to everybody who did that for free. So I got the game and the season pass for $20. So boom.
So does that mean that if you bought the game and the season pass, you got two copies of the game?
If you bought the full game that night before they fixed it, you got the season pass instead. So they mixed up the codes like a bunch of fucking buffoons.
Oh, right. So it's just back to front.
So I got in on that really fast. So, and the game is surprisingly much better than Dead Island. So,
Dead Island was so bad.
Yeah, not a very good game there in Dead Island. Dying Light, on the other hand, is really fun. It's like they took everything with Dead Island and like hyper polished it. Like they hyper polished the Warriors mechanics. Hyrule Warriors, good game. But so yeah, I just want to say that while we're talking about deals, like I just want to say that I'm really proud that I got in on that deal. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, so Wolfenstein. This weekend I was like, I'm gonna play at least an hour and a half of everything that I bought, so that I don't feel so bad. I could only play 20 minutes of Wolfenstein because every 6 seconds or so, the frame rate would drop to 0, and it is impossible to try and play an FPS where you're moving along and then suddenly you stop, and then you're going again. It's just really juddery, and I don't understand why. No one else seems to have made mention of it. You obviously didn't make mention of it, so you're halfway through and don't have the same problem. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, that sounds weird. It does not happen to me.
I might uninstall and reinstall and see if that makes a difference, because I was really disappointed because I heard great things about that game.
The game actually runs at 60 frames. It should run at 60 frames steady forever.
It runs at 60 frames, except for when it runs at 0. Then it's not 60.
Amazing.
So yeah, that was a bit of a disappointment. Picked up GTA to play with people. Picked it up on the Xbox as well, so I know what I was getting in. With that, I'm not very good at it. I play as a sane person, so I follow traffic laws as much as possible. I don't really kill anyone. People keep telling me that I should pick up a hooker. I'd have no idea where to find a hooker.
Look,
people say on the street corners. I'm parking at street corners all the time because that's where traffic lights are. I don't see anyone that looks like a prostitute. I don't know what they look like. I think they probably look like women. But they could be dudes. I don't know. Los Santos could be a very progressive place. Maybe I'm supposed to be looking for male prostitutes.
Speaking of the hookers in that game, because they added the first person mode, of course Rockstar animated the hooker interactions in first person. That I experienced firsthand. I did not capture footage of this. I probably should have. You could probably find it on YouTube. And that game, that's all I got to say.
I like that I picked it up purely because of the first person mode. I had no interest in it on the 360. And then when they announced the first person, I was like, that is quite cool. I like that. And I only play in first person.
The only thing that I feel is compelling about GTA 5 in particular, from the outside, having not played GTA 5, is Trevor. Like, I just feel like he's the most interesting thing.
He's quite a fun character.
The online's pretty interesting. But yeah, Trevor is by far the best part of what I've experienced of the single player. Anytime Trevor shows up, you're in for a good time. As a viewer, if you're in the same place as Trevor, you're in for a very bad time.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to meet the guy, don't get me wrong.
I kind of would, just to see how long I'd stay alive for.
But that would be a very short experiment,
Yeah,
because then you'd be
5
dead
minutes.
afterwards.
But-
Yeah, but I would be like, this is freaking awesome. And now I'm being tortured. This is less awesome, but still awesome. So yeah, GTA, and I played about 3 hours of Diablo 3 today, and I mostly enjoy it.
Man, you've been doing the gaming.
I've been doing the gaming because I am an awful Let's Play guy. I don't play games for like weeks at a time, and then I binge. My biggest problem with Diablo 3, I didn't play it on the PC, so I can't really judge it. The way that it seems to auto-select enemies when you're when you're at a distance and you're picking off a couple of guys, it's fine. But as soon as you're like surrounded, it is impossible to try and hit the one dude that you want to who is doing the most damage because it keeps selecting the weaker guys. And that's a pain in the ass. I almost died like 3 times because of that. And it doesn't really explain the inventory system or the jewels or any of that stuff at all, as far as I'm aware. So that's overwhelming. Otherwise, it's just been the usual Smash, Mario Kart. I think what else? Bit of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, or Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton. Bit of Bayonetta. Bit of everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I've secured myself a copy of Bayonetta, so I might actually get to play that soon.
I just bought that the other day. Haven't started it yet though, so I can't.
I'm not
talk
very
about
good
it
at
yet.
it. I keep asking Alan for help, saying, "What the hell do I do? How do I defeat this guy?" He's like, "Stop being an idiot. Push the buttons and don't die." I was like, "All right, thanks." And then I do it, and it's great. So, yeah, I've been a busy gamer who has achieved very little if I look at a game's single process.
But you've had fun.
But I've had
That
some
is
fun.
all that matters.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and I picked up Grim Fandango and Game of Thrones
Nice.
to play at some point. I played 10 minutes of Game of Thrones. I died regularly. I'm not very good at surviving in that world. I've made awful decisions. Everyone is dead. Everyone hates me before they're dead. So I rage quit so that it didn't save it, and I can maybe do better next time.
The Game of Thrones game is actually quite good. Episode 2 comes out on Tuesday, so
Already? Wow.
Yep. I think it's.
I don't know if that came out in
about a
like
month.
November, but
It came out.
It was in the Steam winter sale because I considered picking it up, so
Yeah.
it would have been December time.
Yeah, it came out like the end of December, around there, I think. Around Christmas-ish, I believe.
I don't know. I feel like I wait a long time in between watching LPs of Telltale games usually. So, because I wanted to play the Walking Dead Telltale game, but it doesn't run on my computer for some reason, so I can't.
Pick it up on the 360.
I don't use my 360 anymore. The only console I use now, I'll be using my PS3 soon actually. But the only console I use at the minute is my Wii U. But I bought my first PS3 game the other day, and I'm really proud of me.
Oh, what did you bet? Oh, sorry, that reminds me. I picked up The Last of Us. So
Oh
I can try and finish
yeah, we can play that online. All right.
Listeners may be noticing that most of the things I bought for the PS4 was that I could play things with Bill, even though Bill is the worst person to try and organize games with in the UK because of his weird American habit.
Yeah.
Weird American time zone.
If you didn't notice, I'm not British.
Maybe you should move here so we can play games more frequently.
There we go.
That's
With
the
less
only
lag.
reason. Less lag, yeah.
Actually, this podcast is now officially British.
Mhm.
We outnumber you.
Yeah, shit.
So
So we're just like, games cost £40, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, the whole time I'm like, oh yeah, it's 143 quid. All right.
143 quid.
Is that a
What are you
real?
playing?
Buy a game that's 143 quid.
Wait, are we talking about the PS Vita? Right?
Yeah, I was talking about the Vita.
Oh yeah, sorry. What is that in dollars?
I have no idea. All I know is the Vitas here are about $200 dollars.
Yeah, it's 215.
So
Sometimes we get screwed over. Sometimes we get screwed over less.
Yeah, we got
So-
Hyrule Warriors before America.
I mean, in terms of cost.
I know, but I want to hold on to the little victories.
I mean, they're few and far between.
it makes me really happy when we get worldwide release dates. I'm like, yes, I don't have to get spoiled by everybody. It's becoming more frequent now, so that's nice.
I'm surprised the Pokemon one, like they did it for X and Y. They made it a worldwide release. They didn't make Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire a worldwide release. I don't understand why.
I think they did, apart from for us, like in Europe. I think we got it a week later.
Yeah, so that's not a worldwide release, really, is it?
It doesn't really matter to anyone else.
I mean, Europe is a pretty big region. If they skipped over Australia, sorry Australia, but gaming-wise, you're a bit of a cesspit.
There's no reason
no
for
one
them
loves
to.
you.
There's no reason for them to skip over Europe and not Australia because we both have the same region. Like we both have PAL games. I don't get it.
I guess that we as Brits are in the awkward situation of we are European, but we speak the same language as the Americans, so we think, well, why don't we just get the American version? Instead, we have to wait for the French, German, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Polish, Russian translation in order to have our game. And apparently that only takes a week to do.
The weird thing is, 3DS isn't like region locked rather, and the DS never was.
Oh yes, yes it is. 3DS is DS wasn't.
So I used to get like Pokemon Conquest wasn't supposed to come out over here, and I was in Australia when that game came out. So I was like, well, I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that because I don't think that's coming out in this country. And then it did, but I miss those times. Anyway. Is that everything that we've been playing?
Yeah. Oh, wait, I've been playing Ocarina of Time.
Tell me about it.
Well, I'll say this.
Not the good version.
The most blasphemous, maybe, statement. I've never beaten a Zelda game in my life. It's one of those things where, like, I was little when they came out. I was like 5 or 6 when Ocarina came out.
You know that they've been coming out fairly regularly.
You should get the Wind Waker HD.
I own it. I own it as my.
You should play the Wind Waker HD.
I have this weird thing where like I have to beat the earlier ones first in a way. So even though Ocarina wasn't the first one I started with that one through my Zelda journey.
And they're not at all sequential at all, other than Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah, if you want to follow the timeline, then it gets complicated.
Then at one point you'll be playing 3 games at once. So
yeah, that's true. But you got 2 weeks to finish it before Majora's Mask comes out, which is technically the sequel.
What I'm probably gonna do with that, like I did with Ocarina, is I'm playing the N64 Wii Virtual Console version of Ocarina of Time. Instead of the 3DS one. Well, one because it was $30 cheaper than buying the 3DS version, because Nintendo games never drop in price, seemingly. And
yeah, pretty much.
I wanted to see, because everybody always talks about the Water Temple, I wanted to see what all the fuss was about the original Water Temple, because I know they made it a little bit easier in the 3DS version. So I wanted to see
a bit less fiddly.
I wanted to go through what I would have went through as a kid playing this game. So I'm playing the N64 version. And I'm probably going to do the same thing for Majora's Mask initially as well. Since that's also $30 cheaper than the 3DS version. I'm a cost-efficient man, as you can tell by my ripping off of GameStop for Dying Light.
And for buying Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Yep. Smart consumer choices right here.
I go where the money is. Where the money, well, maybe money isn't.
The money goes where you are.
Yeah. Something about money. So yeah, I just beat the Forest Temple last night, and it's my first go-through of the game, and that went well, I guess. And
Can I make a confession?
Yeah.
Never finished the Forest Temple. The music terrifies me.
It's scary music.
You can mute.
Yeah, but silence also scares me quite a bit.
You could just put on
Enya.
The Enya. You could put on the Song of Storms just in the background endlessly. You could listen to some heavy death metal if you want.
Where the road goes. Listening to that while you're going through the Forest Temple. Only time.
That'd be even worse than the music in the Forest Temple, thinking about it.
That's what you were singing. Okay.
Yeah,
I know.
Enya's Only Time, yeah.
I did get to the end of the Forest Temple and then lost the boss fight once and was like, I can't do this anymore.
That
I'm
boss
really
fight,
freaked out.
I was messaging
Is that the
Kinross
pose?
last night, and no, it's the Phantom Ganondorf or whatever his name is.
I thought he was
Where he
in-
comes out the paintings.
Yeah, and you got to hit his lightning bolts back at him. I was having a terrible time doing that last night. One, because I ran out of arrows, and you got to shoot him frequently at the painting, so I had to use my hook shot to shoot him in the painting instead, because I kept dying, and I ran out.
Oh, can you use the hook shot?
Yeah, I found that out. It's a bit of Bill
Desperation.
thinking on his toes here. I got to use something, so I used a hook shot, and then you got to hit his lightning bolts back at him. But again, it's probably my own fault. But I like to blame the game because it's 10 plus years old. That when the lightning bolt is in your vicinity, like it's really hard to time it because you can hit that lightning bolt even if it's nowhere near your face. Like I got to the point where I had to time it out and hit it when it was like maybe maybe like 6. I can't measure the game in feet, but like 6. Say you're Link, 6 feet in front of you, maybe you could hit the lightning bolt, and your sword doesn't even touch it, and he still hits it back. So I'm like, okay, I was trying to time
They
it.
use that mechanic a bunch in the Zelda games, so get used to it.
So I was flipping out, and I beat it though, and so there's my one temple down, and I'm enjoying it though.
Maybe I should crack out my collector's edition of Ocarina of Time and beat it and see if we could do a race.
See who finishes it first. You'll probably
Yeah.
win.
You say that. I tried to do the water temple once, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't really understand what I'm doing.
Any time in any water temple other than Wind Waker's. Wind Waker was the only water temple that I understood. I have no objections to using a walkthrough at that point. But
Wait,
if I go halfway through...
No, what was Wind Waker's?
The Temple of the Gods was technically a water temple.
That one's easy.
Because you weren't in control of the water level.
Yeah, you didn't have to like fuck about with your ocarina for that.
You didn't have to find where the switches were to work out how far down it had to go. But of course, if you go halfway through the temple and then leave, A, you've lost your place in the walkthrough. B, the temple seems to have saved itself, but you are sent back to the beginning. So you've got to finish it in one go. That is my advice to you, Bill. If you're going to start it, make sure you have the 6 hours that you need.
That's advice I've been given. Like, don't start a temple and then take a long break, or even any break. Bash that temple.
Yeah,
bash it good in one sitting. Which I did with the Forest Temple, which took me 4 hours of my night last night to beat that fucking thing. And partly because there was a point where, okay, you have to shoot this eye with your bow and arrow to like straighten out this twisted hallway, and so I did that. And I didn't know I could shoot the eye again to straighten, like to retwist it and to untwist it. Like I didn't know I could shoot that eye again. Basically, if anyone's played the Forest Temple, you'll know what I'm talking about. I can't really describe it that well. And I didn't, because when you straighten out the twisted hallway, you can get to a room you couldn't get to before, but you can't get to the room you were able to get to originally. So I didn't think I can get back there. So I'm flipping out. I'm like, fuck. I can't get back and kill the post sisters because I can't. And then I decided to shoot the eyeball again, and haha, I could do it. But so it was 45 minutes of me running around in a circle trying to figure out where to go. So that attributed to the
about
time.
10 minutes of me trying to help, loading up Hyrule Warriors, and going like, because the last thing, like you were tweeting playing about Hyrule Warriors. I'm like, all right, Bill's got a problem with Hyrule Warriors. I don't really remember this bit in the game, but I'll have a look. And he says, I'm having trouble in the Forest Temple in the Ocarina of Time. And,
you're like in Farron Woods.
And do you mean in Farron Woods? I'm like, that's not actually. I guess it is Ocarina of Time, but I'm sure you had the bow before that. And then he's like, oh no, I mean in Ocarina of Time. I was like, God damn it, Bill. Lead with that information. At no point did you mention that you had been playing Ocarina of Time.
I just kind of figured...
The last thing you said was Hyrule Warriors is amazing. So
I just kind of figured that like you guys would know
what you were on about.
That wasn't in Hyrule Warriors.
Well, Abby would have. She'd have been like Kinross.
Like twisting a hallway.
It would have been like the Farron Woods is not in the right game.
But yeah, so that was an experience last night. But like I said, my first time ever. I mean, like I've grown up around Zelda. Like before people go, why are you playing Hyrule Warriors before you play any Zelda game? I mean, I can't know who anybody is. I've grown up around Zelda. Like if you grow up around gaming, you know who like all my family members and friends, best friends, everybody loves Zelda. I know who everyone is. I know what there is to know about Zelda. Like it's weird that I haven't really ever beaten one before, and yet like I feel like I have to a certain point. Like
Yeah.
like I know who everyone is in Hyrule Warriors. I know what they're talking about. The only thing I might not know is like certain areas from Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword, because those two games I don't really have much knowledge of besides knowing who Midna is.
Damn. I've been playing on Skyward Sword and I forgot to talk about it, so I guess we'll talk about it in like 6 months when I've actually finished the game.
I will do an yeah. Oh yeah, that's not yeah. I was gonna say we could do an episode next week,
15.
but I guess you have to beat it first. I guess.
Well,
I've
I mean,
gotta
I
beat
could
it
always
next
talk
week.
about it next week.
Oh yeah.
There you go. That's a promise
Next
made from
week
Bill.
in
Next
massive
week.
inverted commas.
Boom.
Next
week.
week.
We will do. I'll do another episode whenever I'll roll out of bed, and
Yeah,
that
Bill
doesn't
can
make
just
sense.
record an episode on his own. It's like, podcast done.
But yes, I've been
So,
playing that.
should we move on to some questions and like
Yeah.
finish up? Because I think we're running out of time, Hissa.
Yeah, we could do some questions. Do them quick. And well, I mean, I don't want to rush through them, but you know what I mean.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Quick fire. On a scale of 1 to 10, how smelly do you think Horizon Hoag is?
If you want to know why Evie's saying it like an idiot, that's because I didn't know what a hoag was. And so,
Hoagie.
I
or a
have
hoagie.
I have-
So when
Right?
Bill's name was Chicken Hoag, I thought that it was Chicken Hoag. I had no idea what a hoag was, but I don't know what a hoag is either. So I was like, man, when they pointed it out, I'm really grateful I never said, hey, Chicken Hoag, in a public place, because I would have been ripped to shreds.
It's a hoag, you idiot. I took on the whole hoag persona. All of my names now involve the word hoag, because my dad, whenever
Wait, is a hoag different from a hoagie?
no, it's just I shortened it to hoag once, out loud, and it stuck. Because my dad, whenever he sings a song, like okay, let's say for example, "Walking on Sunshine." Okay, you guys have heard that tune before, right? I'm walking on sunshine. Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
sort of like that.
Hoag.
My dad will like sing a song and he'll be like, I'm walking on sunshine, chicken hoagie, and he'll just like if he forgets a lyric, he'll substitute hoagie or chicken hoagie or bologna or stogie in it, and I don't know why. So my friends and I picked up on that, like, why does he do that? And so I do it now. Like we did it as a joke. Like, you know, we'll sing songs that we like and like, oh, you could tell Hoag when she calls. Like we put Hoag and Hoagie and everything. So it just kind of stuck with everything now with my name. So like, yeah, I never knew nobody would know to say it Hoag and say it Hoag until you told me that.
I don't know what a hoagie is, to be honest.
It's a
I think it's a sandwich.
yeah. You know what a sub is? You know what a sub is?
Yeah.
It's a
I
sub.
mean, we have Subway in this country.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's just a. They're called different things in like various points of this country and across the world. Hoagie, subs, grinders, euros, or no, not euros. That's a gyro. A hero. Hero is
That's
what some
something
people call them.
completely
Going to get a gyro.
But yeah. So yeah,
Anyway.
that question. That's not a serious question. Don't acknowledge
Should we-
that. Don't acknowledge that shitty question. That's my friend. I don't want to answer that.
Kelsey.
Too late. Acknowledge.
Don't answer that question. Don't give her the
Um,
satisfaction of answering that question.
Okay, that question was not answered.
Daniel Hong, our one guy who constantly listens.
Yeah, dude, Dan.
Constantly,
I
24/7.
did actually misread that as Hoag. I'm going to admit.
Oh my god.
Danny Hong. He asks, what is one of your guilty pleasure games? You know, it's a bad game, but you still love playing it. Thanks for the clarification, Danny Hong. I hope he likes being called Danny. I don't want to insult the man.
Well, his handle is Danny Othello, so I assume he might be okay with it.
I'm gonna go with I really like the Raven Rabbids games.
Hey,
that first one was amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that first one on the Wii was fun as hell. I mean,
The rest of them were a bit, The first one was
maybe it was like
great.
the novelty of the Wii, but that was fun as hell.
The first one I ever played was the TV Party one, and it was like compatible with the Wii Balance board because my mum got me a Wii Balance board, and Raven Rabbids TV Party and Shaun White snowboarding. So.
Oh man.
For me, it's Destiny. Nah, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Everyone probably
Yeah.
said Destiny, but I actually can't think of one where I would go like, this game sucks, but like it's my guilty pleasure game. I'm trying to think back of like bad games that like I might have played, like
Elder Scrolls Online.
Buck Bumble or something. I don't know. I don't still play Buck Bumble though. So
Maybe Yoshi's Story. Maybe
Well, it's not
Yoshi's
what you still
Story.
play. It's just what you consider a
okay,
guilty
like
pleasure game.
okay. I'm gonna say Yoshi's Story was a 10 out of 10 though. So
You should play it now. It's not a 10 out of 10 now.
um I guess Destiny, like as an answer, like now, like, what I could think of, like Destiny has a lot of shit wrong with it, but I'll still play it. Because like it's like that game that everyone says is bad, but everybody still kind of plays it. Like they won't admit that like they still enjoy it a little bit. Like that game still has like 3 million people playing it on a daily basis. So like obviously
They got the game part right. People love the game. They just don't like the dressing. And that's the bit that they're like, game's
it's
crap.
like I ordered a
But
salad,
the actual game.
they gave me Vidalia onion instead of ranch, like I asked for. Is what happened here.
That's exactly what I don't understand.
What about you, Kinross? Kinboss?
I think I'm gonna have to cop out and copy Bill's answer because I am awful at every single game, so I am ashamed to play any game. But I'm also proud to play any game. I don't.
Actually, sorry, I
Are you
just had another
Are you
answer.
going to recommend a guilty pleasure for me?
I kind of enjoyed the Enter the Matrix game on GameCube.
Yeah!
I don't think that game was any good.
I love that game. I rented it like 17 times. Because like fuck yeah, you can shoot people in slow motion. Why am I not gonna play a fucking game when I'm little? Of course
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think I ever
play it.
got very far with it.
No, me neither. I never got far in
But-
any games when I was little. I just like to, like in Zelda, like my extent of playing Ocarina of Time when I was little was me running around Hyrule Field and Epona, and that's all I did. And
I
just
think
Matrix.
basically I could speedrun the first dungeon of any old Zelda game because that's all I used to play, like the first 2 dungeons, and then I'd be like, let's start a new game.
Fucking Enter the Matrix. That and Kakudo Chojin, the fighting game that launched with the Xbox One. Not the see that's fucking Microsoft. You fucking with everybody with the original Xbox. Kakudo Chojin. That's what they should have brought back instead of Killer Instinct. That game was rockin'. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. It sucked though. It sucked. But I love that shit. Oh, I hit my microphone. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I
Next
shouldn't have asked
question.
because you could have just clipped it out. But now we've drawn attention to it. Guys, how about that time when Bill hit the microphone?
I have to leave it in now. Or I'll have to cut this whole conversation out and it'll be awkward. Steenis asks, what is your most anticipated game of 2015?
Cross between Splatoon because I get to play it with my friends and Star Fox because I've been waiting 9 fucking years for that game. So
Ba-da-da-ba-da.
if that doesn't come out in 2015, I'm going to be devastated.
For me right now. Oh wait, were you gonna go? Sorry, Kinross. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
So sorry.
After you.
No, you got your word in before I did.
Oh, no, I was commenting on Abby's Star Fox request.
Oh.
This is awkward.
I'm so sorry.
Abby, what's your most anticipated today?
Star Fox?
That was me trying to make it so we could cut that previous bit.
Welcome.
We buggered it up now. We buggered it up.
We have to cut the whole podcast.
We'll do it live.
We don't cut stuff out of this podcast.
No. If we do, we have to start it all over. Welcome to the Permadeath podcast. This is episode 13. It's been a long time coming since we did one of these. Since 13's a bad omen, I'd like to announce
fact,
we have a special guest.
This
on our show.
episode has been recorded for 15 days straight. We just keep fluffing the ending.
It's dedication to the way I like to do my videos, and this is great.
No, I just thought of a really good guilty pleasure game that I really like, and it's not really a game.
You can still answer.
Pokemon Channel.
Oh,
I really like Pokemon Channel, and I shouldn't because it's
that's
stupid.
an awful game.
It's stupid. It's not even a game. It's watching TV with Pikachu, but it's so fun. I don't know. Anyway, carry on. What's your most anticipated game, Bill?
Well, if it's coming, is it coming out? Is Persona 5 coming out in 2015? Do you guys know?
It's supposed to be, yeah, but I don't know.
Okay. Well, after
It might
playing
come out in 2016.
Persona 4, I'm really excited for the prospect of being able to play that this year and being involved into a new Persona and being able to get in on the discussion. But aside from that, I can't really think of any. Uncharted. Yeah, there we go.
Splatoon?
And Splatoon and And I'm really interested
We're
to
gonna
see
play Splatoon.
what the reaction to the order is going to be. Because that is a game.
I reckon everyone will buy it, but everyone will not like it that much.
Yeah, that's most likely
my
what's going to
prediction.
happen. I'm looking forward to seeing it because it looks really cool. But I know a lot of people are on either side of the scale. They either, don't like it or like it. But
And even though I'm not friends with my Ubisoft at the minute, actually, kind of interested to see what they're going to do with Assassin's Creed Victory, because that's set in ye olde England. So
Jack the Ripper, governor.
just curious to that one. I probably won't buy it. So, What about you, Kinross?
Probably between Splatoon and Zelda.
Oh shit, Zelda, yeah.
If Zelda does manage to come out this year and doesn't sort of slip, because they're expecting it for winter, so it could very well end up early 2016. I hope not.
Skyward Sword came out in November.
It did.
I think so. That's my prediction. Is November this year.
But it came out like 3 years later than anyone expected it to.
Right at the end of the Wii's life cycle, when everybody had already gotten rid of their consoles. So
pretty much.
that's why that game did do very well.
We don't know much else that's coming out really. That I'm like, really want that.
I mean,
I'm looking forward to Majora's Mask.
Pretty much everything that we mentioned earlier with Nintendo, basically.
But
Star Fox
of the lot, Zelda and Splatoon.
Are you gonna buy Star Fox?
Good question. Because the only person that I'd have to ask whether it's any good is you, and you'd be a bit biased. Because if it's okay, you'd be like, it's amazing. Or
well, I can tell
awful.
you that there are a lot of not very good. Not a lot of. There are some Star Fox games that are not very good. Like, I don't like Command at all. That was the last Star Fox game that we got, by the way. Just putting this out there. Which was 9 years ago in 2006. Came out on the DS. And
I have only played 5 minutes of a Star Fox game, and that's the beginning of Star Fox Adventures.
Well, play more of it.
I will.
But Star Fox Command, no one has any idea if that game is canon because it had like 17 different endings. So I don't know what's going to happen in the new Star Fox game, and I've been waiting 9 years to find out.
I'll probably pick it up. Support Nintendo.
Yeah.
Make good stuff.
Cool.
Any more questions?
We'll do one more, and that is because I know for a fact that this is the PS3 game you just bought. This guy asks, I think it's the PS3 game you bought. You never finished that thought, but I figured it could wait until this guy asked us his question. Have you guys played any of the Tales of series of RPGs? And if so, what do you think of them?
Fun story. For my birthday, I bought myself Tales of the Abyss on the 3DS.
Aha!
Um,
Great game.
Which, so far, I have been enjoying, but I am stuck at the minute, so it has been on hold, because when I get stuck on RPGs, it feels like the worst thing ever, because I know I've got to grind for ages, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
But, I'm enjoying that so far. And the game that I just bought for the PS3 is Tales of Grace's F. So, because I just found it for like 12 quid, and I was like, well, that's probably going to be enough entertainment for 12 quid.
Oh, yeah. I hear it's a great game. I hear the combat's really good in that.
That's $18 for the American listeners.
Aha, nice! Our conversion man. Thank you very much.
Which I just thought was a good price, and
yeah, I would buy it for that.
I'm a figure collector as well, and I've already ordered like 3 Tales of figures, so I figured I might as well actually play the games. Just because the figures look really nice.
They're very good RPGs. I played Symphonia. I didn't beat Abyss yet. I'm very deep into Abyss on my 3DS. And then I own Vesperia on the 360. I did not start it yet. I got it on sale for $5. And then I also now own Tales of Hearts R on the Vita, which I just picked up because GameStop was having a sale, and you can only get it physically through GameStop. So I wanted to get it before they run out of copies eventually, like they did with fucking Xenoblade, and then sell it around on you for like $60. But so my extent really of playing the series though is Symphonia, which is great, and Abyss, which is great. So the series is great. Yeah.
I'll probably have more to say about that in like 6 months' time when we do the next episode. Even though Bill did promise one next week, so you never know.
Yeah, I am ready to rock and roll all day long. Sweet Susie.
Have you ever played a Tales of game, Kinross?
Surprisingly enough, no. I've only played like 4 JRPGs in my life, and never finished any of them.
I seriously
good thing I bought a console just to play one.
I thought you were gonna go. Surprisingly enough, yes. So I thought you were gonna go with that.
Surprisingly enough, Yes, no,
I'm
no, I
a
haven't.
super fan of the Telltale series. I've played all of them to 100% completion.
3 times. No.
You would literally have
Unfortunately.
had no life at that point, I swear.
That is why I
There's so
have
many Tales of games.
so few contents, so little content even. It's just because I'm playing JRPGs all the time.
Yep.
That's
I
news.
could play Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, but I could also play Tales of Vesperia.
For the 7th time, because, God, that's amazing.
But no, I'm really excited to get more deep into Tales of, because it seems like a promising RPG at the minute. Because I like RPGs. Though I think I prefer Western RPGs to JRPGs.
I like the
Yeah.
idea of RPG.
That's
Yeah.
just a thought.
That's a topic we can talk about next time, because I actually think it's a very interesting, because I love JRPGs, but I've never really, like, I haven't beaten that many. But I've beaten a lot of Western RPGs, but, like, I don't know which one I like better, to be honest, because there's things I like about both of them, because I am a fan of, like, anime and its tendencies, and a lot of those carry over into JRPGs, but at the same time, like, I've put so many more hours into Western RPGs that it's...
I am basing this off of, like, Skyrim and Fallout 3, basically.
Yeah. For me, it's Elder Scrolls, Dragon Age, Mass Effect. Shit.
I'm excited for this year, an announcement of Fallout 4.
Yeah, could it?
This year.
Will it happen? Will it happen? Find out on.
I'm calling
No,
it.
it won't.
I'm calling it this year. This year it's
No,
going
it
to
won't.
happen.
Find out on Permadeath's
50 quid says it won't.
coverage of E3 2015 and 2016.
75.
No. It
US
won't
dollars.
be. It won't be at E3. It'll be at the Video Game Awards. That's my prediction.
$75 says that there will be no Fallout announcement in the year of 2015.
We have.
So if there is, will you buy me the special edition Fallout?
Okay, yeah. If Fallout 4 is or Fallout whatever is announced this year, I will buy the most expensive version of that game.
Comes with a piece
for
of
me or for you?
Todd
for
Howard's,
you.
Comes with a piece of Todd Howard's hair.
I'll treasure it. I'll put it under my
please,
pillow.
if you're listening, Bethesda, make the most expensive version like 40 quid. 40 quid is $60.34. Yeah.
Do you have a conversion calculator up right now? Or you just
Like
know
conversion
that
calculator,
off the
you
top of your head?
Google, then yes, I have a conversion calculator.
There we go. You're really quick typing those conversions in. That's really great.
Yeah.
This was a good return to form, I feel like.
For my American brain, you're making things easy for me, guys. This is nice. Now, if only you had pulled that conversion calculator up like an hour ago. You know, you guys talking about amiibos.
What happened an hour ago?
You guys talking about amiibo prices.
Oh,
and I'm like, yeah.
okay, so
fucking hell, right?
So in store it costs $22 and the retail is $17. All right.
Nice.
And if you go to Annie, you can go to what is it? It's £5 for an amiibo, which is $7. £6. So it's about $8.
Now we're good.
Yeah.
We're all cleared up.
By the way, just to point that out, $17 retail over here for an amiibo. It's $12.99 in America to buy an amiibo. So just putting that out there. Thanks. The exchange rate.
Ha.
So maybe I should just be like, Bill, could you grab me a bunch of amiibos and I'll pay you for them, and then you can ship them over.
Sure.
Or just visit one day with a suitcase full of amiibos.
Yeah, I'll come over.
Yeah, I'll come to your house. And
pick them up.
We'll go shopping.
Buy
loads of amiibos, and then I'll leave immediately with a suitcase full of amiibos.
Hopefully, they don't bring amiibo sniffer dogs.
Yeah, contraband. You're bringing illegal amiibos into the country.
No, don't take my Shulk amiibo away from me.
I am glad that they have limited it to one per customer in online shops. If you want to buy one, you can only buy one. You can't buy 5.
It's because of that Rosalina guy. He fucked it up for everybody.
Pretty much.
What a dude.
Would you like to add 30,000 of these to your cart? Yes.
Yes.
Some guy
it's just there. Like, oh no.
Some guy in the tech department's like, what's going on? I don't know. Some guy 30,000 Rosalinas in his car. What? Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Well, we got to ship it.
Oh my god. Can you imagine this shipment that's coming to its house?
Well, I got the box from my car. We can put them in that. How do you get what? Could you imagine like the UPS guy coming to your house? Like, yeah, You need a
That's
team.
approximately 2,500 amiibos, by the way.
You need
How
a
many?
team.
And those 2,500, and those things are not efficiently packaged at all.
They're not. They're really not. They're like in blister packaging on a piece of cardboard.
It's absurd.
I don't know. Oh, I
You
love
fit
that
like
guy.
8
I don't know who that guy is, but you are the biggest troll, and I kind of like you.
Thank you for supporting Nintendo.
Yeah.
They will love your $30,000.
Oh man. But yeah, that has been Permadeath Podcast episode 13. Thank you for listening. If you've made it this far, if you left, you aren't hearing this right now.
But we
Fuck
love
you. Fuck you, man. They're
Your view counts.
they're not listening, so they can say whatever they want. Fuck you. You don't listen to the whole episode. What the fuck is the matter with you? You click it. You like, oh, a new podcast. Oh, it's 2.5 hours. Oh, I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing. Fuck you, man. Why do you gotta do that? Like, I don't put ads on this thing, but
I'd like to point out.
You know.
I'd like to point out that I if a podcast is really long, I'll go to the end to hear what people are doing on their channels, and then I'll go back when I have the chance to listen to the rest of it. So,
like you're
Amazing.
so
someone's gonna
to
skip
anyone
towards
who's
the
like
end.
me and does that, I'm really sorry for what Bill just did. I feel your pain, and I take it as an actual affront to me as a viewer.
They skip it. They skip
Um,
ahead right to this part, and I'm just ribbing.
Fuck you for not listening. Fuck you.
I mean, like, don't you
But they've
know?
watched it in a week. Like,
Don't they know how hard it is to do this? I
I
mean,
know it's so hard to sit and talk to your friends about
I mean-
games because I don't really like you guys. I'm gonna be honest.
don't they know that, like,
I am actually melting.
how much
I
work
have
it
lost
takes?
5 pounds.
How many hours I
5
put
pounds
into
in
this?
kilos.
Like the
You
fact
put
that
2 hours into this, and then you put the beginning song on there, a picture over it, and then render it, and then upload it. So
so
takes you maybe like
so much
5 hours.
work, and people are
If you
not going
watch
to listen to the whole thing. It's fucking ridiculous.
I wouldn't.
Goodbye, everybody.
Why?